Go far and beyond. Did the rail saw you came up the other day? Did the rail willing to please you in any way? I said you've been watching me. I know you've been stalking me. I know you like chocolate. Kiss me from the head down to my feet. Glory on, baby. Smoke, I know you want it to rail. I know you want it to rail, baby. Smoke, I know you want it to rail. I know you're the only one that calls you the only one. You said I'm the only one that can make you come. You said I can do it, baby. You said we can do it safely. You said you want me to grind in from behind. You said grown men won't know 24/7 on the go. You said did the rail running deep in that hole. I'm like, baby, goddamn, I'm on it right now. I'm like, baby, let's get it. Let's do it like that. I know you want it to rail. I know you want it to rail, baby. So I know you want it to rail. They call her the creepy people. She says she wanna know the sequel to let her tongue go low. She said she liked to do it, drawn a dick full of spit. Looked at the rail, no hands, let the mouth expand. She got my shit hard and ready. Look the way she liked to go steady. Did the rail about to go and let it flow. Baby, you wanna let time waste right now. Wanna hear you make that freaky ass sound. So I know you want it to rail. I know you want it to rail, baby. Smoke, I know you want it to rail. you wanted the real. Glory on, baby. Did the real willing to go far and beyond? Did the real saw you came up the other day? Did the real willing to please you in any way? I said you've been watching me. I know you've been stalking me. I know you like chocolate. Kiss me from the head down to my feet. Baby, Gloria, baby. I know you wanted the real. I know you wanted the real, baby. Slow. I know you wanted the real. I know you're the only one. They call you the only one. You said I'm the only one that can make you come. You said I can do it, baby. You said we can do it safely. You said you want me to grind in from behind. You said grown men won't know 24/7 on the go. You said did the real running deep in that hole. I'm like, baby, goddamn, I'm on it right now. I'm like, baby, let's get it. Let's do it like that. I know you wanted the real. I know you wanted the real, baby. Slow. I know you wanted the real. They come with the creepy people. She says she wanna know the sequel. To let her tongue go low, real slow. She says she likes to do it, trying to dick full of spit. Look to the rail, no hands, let the mouth expand. She got my shit hard and ready. Look the way she like to go steady. Did the rail about to go and let it flow. Baby, you wanna let time waste right now. Wanna hear you make that freaky ass sound. I know you wanted the real. I know you wanted the real, baby. Slow. I know you wanted the real. another panel, back on another panel. This is a motherfucking scandal. One asking for cash out, the host asking for cash out. Niggas that she left on another platform, content was crap. Then another bitch ass follow. All the smoke holes, identity with hell, but who fuck wanna know? Now it seems like Smoke Lane 2.0, binary and smoke thug, two crying assholes. A nigga got deserted by fat ugly hoes, left him for nothing, now he really feeling low. The nigga crying out for help, cause he didn't get help. Couldn't believe that grown man and the only woman left. A nigga feeling like a reject, trying to create his own sin. Mr. Smoke Thug know that he is a rat, chasing smoke holes who are now cold hoes. A nigga talk like a white man, a nigga look like a black man, a nigga think like an Asian. This is confusion. A nigga talk like a white man, a nigga look like a black man, a nigga think like an Asian. This is confusion. Smoke turn to cold. Smoke turn to cold. Got a clone ass nigga saying that he a troll. Nigga Dillard look around and I don't even think so. You fucked up another damn platform, then you all in on trying to come at the Godfather. Nigga, you must be father. Same motherfucking playbook. Nigga, you know you should. Dillard on the prowl for all of y'all. Motherfucker like Max V. You don't wanna fucking see me. Nigga, King Kong crazy. Nigga, you fucking lazy. Motherfucker like Humble King. Road worker with a fucking dream. Better get a goddamn team. FW ain't in. Roll up in the chat. You don't wanna deal with that. Dillard is the motherfucking Godfather, and that's a fact. Shut out to the good guys, cross your T's and dot your I's. Motherfuckers wanna ask why, the good guys don't have to ask why. Dillard the Godfather, Dillard the Godfather. A nigga talk like a white man, a nigga look like a black man, a nigga think like an Asian. This is confusion. A nigga talk like a white man, a nigga look like a black man, a nigga think like an Asian. This is confusion. Smoke turn to cold. Smoke turn to cold. I know you want it around me, cold. I know you want it around, cold. I know you want it around. Oh, yes. I know you want it around.
Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I can. I think it's good now. Okay, good, guys. I guess everybody can hear me. So everybody's good. What's up, everybody? This is D. Durrell with the Conscious Clientele. I'm happy to be here once again, guys. This is my second live stream of the day. I'm chilling downstairs, decided to have a conversation and so forth with everybody. So we're going to get into it. We're going to have a great live stream today. Piggyback on earlier today, man, we talked about a variety of different things in regards to Kwame Brown. We talked about Charlamagne the God, the alleged, whatever the hell he has done. We talked about Stephen A. We talked about pretty much everybody that went at my boy, Kwame Brown. I think that they basically, they've been harping on Kwame Brown being a bust for years. But I didn't even know he played in the league that long. A bust does not play in the league. If you're a bust, you don't play in the league for over 10 years. I'm sorry. So we kind of discussed all of that. We had our little discussions. Everything went well. Then we kind of went all into the sports thing. Even though this is not a sports show, I do like talking about sports from time to time, and it was relevant. But tonight what I want to do, guys, is that I would like to, and I'm going to say this, but tonight I would like to discuss the reaction and reviews of what Vicki Dillard said in regards to Charlamagne the God, because she has said multiple things that she has issues with Charlamagne. And I think that it's time for us to really look at Mr. Charlamagne the God and what he talk about, what he stands for. Because Charlamagne do some grimy shit. And he said some stuff. So I'm just saying, man, like we really need to talk about this situation, man. We really need to kind of get to this, because from my perspective, Charlamagne has no business. He has no business criticizing other people. He has no business criticizing Kwame Brown. He has no business criticizing black folks. He has no business criticizing Jamil Hill. He had no business criticizing, especially R. Kelly, for after the stuff that he got into, which was very similar to R. Kelly. You have no business criticizing all of these people. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Vicki Dillard gave her perspective, and I know she's coming from a very subjective standpoint, very biased standpoint, because she's been hypercritical of Charlamagne the God, right, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. She has the right to be critical of him. Okay, she has every bit of right to be critical of him, just like I am. I'm critical of anybody that talks as much shit as Charlamagne does with black people. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna tackle this. What's up? I'm gonna give a shout out to a few people. What's up, Kai? What's up, T Pre? What's up, Tiffany Phillips? What's up, BMT? I see you in the house, just being jazzy. What's up, Pillberry Doughboy? What's up, Donald Randall? Everybody in here tonight, early, bright and early. Okay, cool. Spot him, shot him. What's up, brother? I see Social Justice Warrior stand up. What's up, Miss Verla Hatcher? Appreciate you again for always being one of the first people to always tune in to my platform. I appreciate that. Much respect to Bars Lemieux. Appreciate all of my loyal people that come in here to hear me run my mouth about whatever I want to run my mouth about. So we're going to get on this. We're going to talk about the thing with Vicki Dillard. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, I was trying to look for the video. What she talked about, she talked about Kwame Brown right here. Okay, so give me a second, guys. We're gonna cut into this. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. Let me screen share it. I finally found it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the screen share. We're gonna get in the middle of this. I want you to hear what she has to say. This is all fair use. Okay, fair use. I'm just gonna do a little snippet, not a whole lot.
dominate the traditional and mainstream, they've been dominating the means of marketing to get your attention. But I don't know how many of you all know this, the tides are turning. Somebody talk black to me. I've been saying this for a long, long time now, that power in this season is coming from the ground up. I hope y'all can see me okay. We had a little bit of technical issues getting prepped today. And I had some issues yesterday when I was doing my mastermind. So I hope you all can see me okay and hear me okay, because I had problems trying to get my chat and all that working. So anyway, beloved, so when you like, when you share, when you give us the thumbs up, when you engage, you make it more likely that other people will see us. It doesn't mean, this doesn't guarantee that they, in order to follow, in order to share, and in order to let us. As the sleeping giant awakens, which is us, which is the black man and the black woman in America, as we awaken to who we really are, to our power, to what we deserve, when we awaken to our identity and our destiny and our capacity to be sovereign, to decide our own destiny, watch this, without the meddling, without the influence, and without the mess making of our 466-year-old enemy. Somebody talk black to me. Our open enemies, House of Representatives. Now, who disproportionately votes for the Democrats? I had to preface today's conversation by reminding us always that we're at war. I remind you, well, not black people, when I'm going in on black looking people, it's not so I can build my name on the backs of attacking other black folk. I'm not that simplified. I'm not that disgusting. I love my people too much to unnecessarily pull them into a fight, make us look bad and set us back.
She's talking about the black media, the people who work for white companies in the black media.
I've got a job to do. When you're in war, warriors know, soldiers know that when they're invading another land or another people, sometimes before there's a physical war, I'm putting the wheat in the chat, a tear it's a plant that looks like it's wheat. And it grows up amongst the actual wheat to sabotage the harvest. It's a look-alike. Stop saying, why you attacking a black person? It ain't a black person, it's a look-alike. I said it's a look-alike. I said it's a spy. I said,
is Charlamagne a look-alike? Is Jamil Hill a look-alike?
It's a tear. It's not wheat. It's white people's black people's.
Stephen A is a white people's black people?
And some of you so slow. Some of you are so willfully slow and silly. You don't recognize it, but one of the reasons you don't recognize it is not because you don't see the fruit. It's because some of you all are in love with those celebrities.
Yes, in love with them.
Sometimes you idolize them, so you let them literally get away with murder, get away with leading our people into hell because you like them. Or they said something, somebody said one time, well, so-and-so, they shouted out our group, they shouted out, shout out. Do you know how many ugly people shout me out on social media? Because somebody shouts me out, they got people doing videos on me all over the place. They're not nice things. They shout out, they shout me out all the time. That ain't no level up, fool. Sometimes people shout. It was just males talking, cackling, worse than any woman. Women, that's our main form of communication when you're dealing with the woman. Y'all talk so much, brother. Yo, estrogen, gotta get that down. Get that estrogen down.
Get the estrogen down.
It's not because you thought of a smarter argument. Let me tell you all something. It's easy for me to crush people in arguments. You better check my record on the judges I sued. You better check my records on high-profile governmental officials and Wall Street individuals that I've counted. You better go sit your funny-looking self down somewhere. It's easy for me. But I did all of the screaming and hollering I'm ever going to do in a relationship, and especially dealing with a man when I was in my 20s. That's over. I'm in my 40s. What I look like. I will leave you to yourself, hollering and screaming in the corner, talking about how you finna gang up on women. Now, Vicki, get ready to get into our brother Kwame Brown.
Let's get to it.
But I just needed to let you all know these are here kitty kitties and these here kitty kitty.
She's talking about Kevin Samuels.
Kitty kitty.
Talking about Kevin Samuels.
I'm not to do all that with you. Boy, bye. You just need to get you a backhand. Just don't. Just get Becky. Karen, Becky, Ratchet, Matilda. It's too much work fooling with you. You don't even like us. Talk black to me. And some of you upstanding religious brothers, this was so funny. I realized that some of the religious brothers that was coming against me, I went to some of their pages and I found out the reason they were so mad is because they was actually posting videos or content of this Kevin Samuels. Now when
the manosphere.
What's his name? Thumbs up, family. Share. Instagram, come on over to Fly New Be Queen. Instagram, I'm getting ready to go in on Jamil Hill, Charlamagne the God, and Stephen A. Smith. I'm going in just by letting you get ready to listen to what our brother Kwame Brown said on a few clips. You don't want to miss it. Come on over to FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com or come on over to see me on YouTube at Fly New Being Queen. All right, look at yourself. I said, I see why y'all mad at me. Went to some of their pages. They posting this. They got the man stuff. Y'all in the comments, they quoting him. In the comments, they just cackling and giggling. Just is the man that asked another man how big was his phallus. The man that told the black woman that we are universally ugly or unattractive in all categories. The man who told the black woman that children, that number one, she is an asset or a liability, and her children are assets or liabilities. And are you raising your children to be an asset or a liability to a man? And how, quote unquote, high value men see your children as a liability. The man that said that is alleged to have a child and to have 2 unsuccessful marriages. I told you I'm not tripping on nobody not having the relationships worked out because I've been in relationships that haven't worked out. Has been dogged by white people's black people in mainstream media. He says since he was a teenager because he was drafted apparently out of high school. And he specifically called out Stephen A. Smith. He said for 20 years, Stephen A. Smith has messed with his money by attacking and dogging his career. He said Stephen A. Smith was basically taking money out of his pocket and how white people had Stephen A. Smith talk about what a terrible player he was for 20 years when he was a teenager, he said. I want us to get ready to get into it. All right, Instagram. See you at FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com, Instagram. FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com, Instagram, or go to Fly New Being Queen on YouTube. All right, family. Let me get ready to cue this. I'm fixing to finish posting this part. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up. Yeah, child, I went to some of y'all's pages. I had to stop following some of you knuckleheads that I was going hard for. Went to y'all's pages and y'all was up there sitting up there talking like y'all was in a fraternity together with this brother. And some of y'all while I'm pulling this up, I'm getting ready, I'm gonna cue something. Let me give you the background on this real quick though. Pharmaceutical industry. I don't care what I do and don't understand about a particular industry. I'm gonna do what I can to research and to highlight what's important out of the situation, what I glean from it, to let them know that we see white supremacy operating in these other areas and to make sure that we're ready to handle it accordingly. Somebody talk black to me. So our brother, here's another picture of him on the court. Beautiful black man. Beautiful, deeply melanated brother. And just for the record, I'm not sitting here to defend how, the specific language that he uses. I'm not sitting here to defend his whole career or any choices that he, quote unquote, bad choices that he may have made in the past. That's not what I'm here to do. My focus today is that because this is happening, and this is a major deal, this is a major interfacing of white supremacy and black people, and specifically how they are trying to undermine black men. That's what the point of today's show is.
Ashe.
I don't purport to speak for any of that for somebody else. I'm speaking to a unique principle that we're seeing happening all over the place with the attack of our black men. Are y'all hearing me today? So this piece talks about the fact that there were some podcasters called, All the Smoke, that disrespected our brother. Charlamagne the God obviously has some connections to these podcasters who were former athletes that was just really dogging our brother Kwame. Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club and them had the nerve to discuss it. And when Charlamagne was discussing how our brother Kwame was feeling some kind of way about the disrespect on their rumor report, Charlamagne the God made a very, 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 very fatal, really, mistake. Charlamagne the God did something unthinkable in his coverage of our brother Kwame Brown. I don't want you to listen to my words. I want you to listen very briefly. We're not going to listen to everything, but I want to give you, I want you to listen to it for yourself. Let me read this. Y'all know how I do. I cross my T's and dot my I's. If you have children, please beware, because some of the language that's used is very explicit. You all know I don't use language like that, but I want us to focus on the major underlying point about the attack of our black men and how this situation has reached a boiling point. Copyright under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that may otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use. Tip.
The All the Smoke podcast, and during Gilbert Arenas' recent appearance, he spoke about his former Washington Wizards teammate, and I guess that ruffled some feathers from Kwame Brown. And here is, and I guess it all happened in an episode with Jeannie Buss on it as well. Jeannie Buss and Gilbert Arenas were on All the Smoke. And they started talking about Kwame Brown. Here's what happened.
Well, we traded
black men.
Salt,
people you got it for nothing, not realizing what you got getting on Marcus Salt.
and Kwame Brown. And so,
that was one main trade. He could have been. Imagine being an 18-year-old kid getting drafted #1 by your idol, Michael Jordan. We know Michael Jordan's personality. Imagine that personality. Slapped him in the face. Going towards an 18-year-old kid. So when you're making him look little to his peers, he loses his confidence. So when I get there, he doesn't have confidence. You know what I mean? So it's trying to build this man-child up. All the Smoke.
So listen to that. They disrespected him and called him a man-child. They called him some other names that were inappropriate during that podcast. I'm not going to let you listen to all of it right now either. Of course, I had to do a lot of research for this, y'all. Y'all know I love y'all doing all this stuff, dealing with all these athletic things. Lord, today. Thumbs up, share, family. Come on now. I see some of you coming in, but give us a thumbs up, share. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm typically here live weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Now listen to Charlamagne the God.
One of my favorite podcasts, those 2 episodes were phenomenal. The Jeannie Buss and Gilbert Arenas episode.
This is Kwame Brown. This is Charlamagne the God.
He's tired of people picking on him and being the butt of jokes from being the #1 pick. And, he just, I guess, got fed up and responded to the podcast.
I think you guys need to focus and channel that energy on some more real problems, like the way we are as black males and the way that we look. And Steven Jackson, maybe you could put that motherfucking gun out and pull your pants up on your ass and put that rag down and act like a grown-ass man instead of a little-ass boy. Gilbert, I was quiet on you for years. I wasn't going to say that. You the right-hand arm of my boys. What did I get? 3 years, 25 with the Lakers. I was sliding to get 80. You took millions out my mouth. And you shot like you love black folks. Bucky with the good hair. You need counseling. Oh my goddamn rage for no reason. She chose. Hey, right? Woo!
Now he done got Becky with the hair. Watch this, watch this. Vicki, what are you doing? Vicki, why is this a big deal right now? Vicki, why are you doing a show? You don't even like sports. Only time you get into sports is when you're dealing with a white supremacist, or you can tell the war done escalated, so they go into war without black men. Let me tell y'all something. The reason this is a big deal is because this is something that's happened. Kwame Brown, he's doing something that you rarely ever see.
Talk.
Are y'all ready for what I'm getting ready to drop on you? If you're ready for what I'm getting ready to...
Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, I remember Roy Hibbert. He was a goddamn scrub. What is Roy Hibbert doing talking about anybody? He has the nerve to try to criticize Kwame. You need to go sit his ass down.
Drop on you with this commentary. Hit that thumbs up button right now. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Now, I already like Kwame because he ain't talking about no black woman's hair. He's dealing with you dudes calling you Becky with the good hair. He calling you dudes Becky with the good hair. He's sending all his smoke on the man. God dang, I already like the brother. The reason this is so cataclysmic, y'all, is because it's a black man. Come here. That's speaking for himself. No filter. He didn't go on nobody's podcast. He's not giving a statement to New York Times, to ESPN, the people or whatever. He is actually speaking for himself in the way he wants to speak. Now, you all know I've already gave you the one. If you got babies, beware, because there's going to be some, he got a lot of masculine energy, shakes up stuff.
I didn't see hitting the thing.
You can't even explain. But when a black man starts to speak for himself, when he starts to roar, when the lion, don't make me start singing. What is it? A weem away, a weem away. What's that song? What's the name of that movie? Lion King. When the lions start roaring, all the jungle go crazy. You hadn't been hearing the lion roar for a while, so you ain't used to feeling that jiggle, that shake, that shift. You're not used to the tectonic plates moving. Somebody say a weem away. The lion sleeps tonight. Come on, this lion king today. Everybody tripping because it's something strange going on. Somebody say, let the lion roar.
Talk black to me.
We're not used to seeing you brothers actually speak for yourself. We're used to pussy.
Bussy.
We're used to your mixed up self trying to toe the line and talk like and be like me. God, today. You trying to put on your nail polish before you go live. I got on a whole pink tutu. You trying to put your pink tutu on too. It's off. It's off. It ain't right. It's something missing. It's off. It ain't right.
His brothers. Let me tell y'all something. Kwame's father in the 90s. I remember this.
Now listen to this, guys.
He beat a woman with an axe handle, his girlfriend. And the rumor was he buried her alive. He buried her in the area that I grew up in, if I remember correctly. I've been trying to call my dad since yesterday to confirm the whole story, because I literally forgot about this until yesterday. But the woman died and he got arrested. If he's still alive, he's in prison for life, because he got caught because he left South Carolina after the murder and came back for his paycheck. Let me tell you something else. His other brother, I don't know if him and Kwame were close, but his other brother shot his baby mama several times and then killed himself. That was like in 2008. And his other brother, Kwame's other brother, just went to jail for murder like 3 years ago. All of this you can Google. I'm saying all that to say, leave Kwame alone. That man has been quiet for 20 years. He don't bother nobody. Clearly all that, all that he's a bust stuff gets to him, and you don't know what people are going through or have been through, but I've seen folks snap.
Yeah, you're going to say all this shit after you done talked about his dad, his mama, Then his sister and brothers all committing murder and crimes, and then you have the audacity to talk about leave him alone. You just aired out his family business.
For less. And it looks like, Kwame is snapping. If you look at the history of men in his family, you would know his men in his family have a history of snapping.
See, he dirty talking again. Dirty talking again.
That was dead wrong, Charlamagne.
It sure was.
Charlamagne, that was dead wrong. Charlamagne, I'm in media. No, my platform is not as big as Charlamagne's. But family, it's possible that we make mistakes, right? Sometimes when you're live, sometimes when you're doing your work and you're in the public eye, you make mistakes. So we need y'all to forgive us when we screw up unintentionally, right? Family. So I'm not above reproach. Vicki can make mistakes. But that mistake he made right there, family, how could you not know that the millions of people that have the potential to hear what you say, you sat there and said that his daddy basically is a killer, his brothers are killers, and don't mess with this man because he might kill you. That's what Charlamagne said. And before he said it, Charlamagne admitted that he has never even met the man.
Right?
Family, that's off code. Who needs a white supremacist enemy when you have so-called brothers, Charlamagne, that will put that out there in the atmosphere to defame this man without talking to him about the truth of that? Who would use their... I told you, y'all, I'm not perfect. I made mistakes. But who would do that? Family, how can you act like you're... Charlamagne tried to act like he was mad at Kamala Harris for saying that America wasn't racist. You know, Charlamagne, that America's racist. You admitted you actually did Donkey of the Day, giving Kamala and who else did he give it to? Yeah, the black senator from South Carolina. You gave them the Donkey of the Day because you admit that America's racist. So that means, Charlamagne, when you said that, you knew that white people and the white supremacists, yes, Scott, thank you all, Tim Scott, you knew that white supremacists and white people was going to listen to that, and you threw your black brother under the bus. Who would do that, Charlamagne? I'm not trying to act perfect, because you all know y'all can hit me up all them. I've seen such ugly videos, comments, DMs. Y'all, I've had the black people that call me all kind of, y'all, I don't even like the black people on I'm talking about my personal channel on Instagram. People that come to me with the ugliest thing, people coming on my thing, lying, putting propaganda on my stuff, putting misinformation, lying. Y'all, I'm talking about 24/7. You have no idea. And I make mistakes, so people will have their comments. Everybody got everything to say about what you say, how you look, banging the gavel, your hair, your braids, your lipstick, your arms. People have dogged me out saying, put your little sickly self down. They talked about my features. I mean, it goes on and on.
Yeah, guys, people are wrong for that. We understand that Vicki is sick, it's obvious, but you got some very, very trashy ass people that have no respect talking about the woman hair, she lost weight, her skin tone. We have some mean people in the world. There's a lot of hatred in the black community.
On and on. But I just can't imagine that I could acknowledge that I'm in a world of white supremacy. And I know that I have an audience, and I'm talking about Charlamagne, where millions and millions listen, and you got podcasts, you got books, you got people that's in your book publishing company that's yours now, Charlamagne. You got all kind of people who's a part of your podcast group, and you use your influence. That was so dirty, family. We're at war, and that was you, Charlamagne, giving the other side classified information. Family, that's off code.
Totally off code.
Family, that's off code.
Totally.
But not only is it off code, you wasn't even sure if the facts that you got right were right. You admitted You said that I think I went to school with this one, that one, and all this stuff. You said I don't even think I met him. You should have shut your mouth, or at least been man enough to try to reach out to him to get those facts, or ask him to weigh in, or ask him to do a show. You was trying to be sassy. Charlamagne, you was being sassy. For those of you that don't understand how I use the word pussy, it's not just about you being LGBTQ. That's a pussy move.
Pussy boy.
No man would do that. That was dead wrong, Charlamagne.
That I grew up in, if I remember correctly. I've been trying to call my dad since yesterday to confirm the whole story, because I literally forgot about this until yesterday. But the woman died and he got arrested. If he's still alive, he's in prison for life, because he got caught because he left South Carolina after the murder and he came back for his paycheck. Let me tell you something else. His other brother, I don't know if him and Kwame were close, but his other brother shot his baby mama several times.
Now was it basically appropriate for him to bring up all this shit? See, that's what I'm saying. Just like Vicki said, he a bussy boy, bringing up stuff, whining. I mean, just basically trashing his man family and his image.
And he killed himself. That was like in 08. And his other brother, Kwame's other brother, just went to jail for murder like 3 years ago.
Wow.
All of this you can Google. I'm saying all that to say, leave Kwame alone. That man has been quiet for 20 years. He don't bother nobody. Clearly all that, all that he's above stuff gets to him, and you don't know what people are going through or have been.
Every time you listen to Charlamagne is always talking about mental health, right? So Charlamagne, you sit up here trying to diagnose this man.
And I agree with that. He bring up mental health all the time.
You don't know what he's going through. You admit he never said a word when y'all was dogging him for 20 years. Charlamagne, you admit that they've attacked him for 20 years, and he was such a man, he kept quiet for 2 whole decades. So when the lion starts to roar, y'all start to turn him, paint him like he's a killer. Family, I don't care what you say. As imperfect as I am, I'm subject to make mistakes and do stuff, and I'll come and fix it if I know I made a mistake on purpose. Family, there ain't no way in the world. I can't imagine saying it out loud and me not feeling strange. Like, did I just say it out loud and put that man business out in the streets? So when the brother responds, don't tell me he shouldn't be cussing like that. Look what y'all put him through.
That's right.
But I've seen folks snap for less, and it looks like, Kwame is snapping. And if you look at the history of men in his family, you would know his men in his family history of snapping.
He continues to piggyback on the family, putting the onus back on the family being violent. Look at his family. Just because his father and so were violent is not indicative of the fact that he grew up with his mother raising him and he could have came out differently. But you see, he put this false equivalency as if just because Kwame's father and brother and sister were violent, that means he has to have a tendency from a hereditary standpoint, genetically be predispositioned to also be just as violent.
Well, derail to play devil's advocate for a little bit. Here's my thing. People always go to that, though. That's the first thing they go to is
right. Renaissance man. That's not true.
People always go to that. Hey, I'm from this neighborhood, or my folks from here. Don't come in there trying this soft stuff with me. So I understand where you're saying that he may have went too far when he kept going on and on, like calling out the whole family's record. He could have stopped with just like, hey, his dad done put in some work and leave it there. He didn't have to go, I guess, to all of that. But let's not also sit up here and act like people. That's not the first thing that people try to go into tough guy mode when people start going back and forth.
So then, if you're going to use that particular, if you're going to use that people do that, please give me evidence of Kwame doing that.
You can hear it in the video.
No, he didn't hear that in his voice. I heard words that didn't say that.
No. He said, kids, I'm not condoning violence. But if you listen now,
Hold on, wait a minute. What I'm hearing is that you're interpreting based on what your understanding of what you think he meant, not what he said. I didn't hear Kwame say anything to the fact of him glorifying hood culture to give him the right to hurt somebody. He never did any of that, Renaissance man.
Now he did it. Now this may have been a different video I was listening to when he was responding to him. Because I don't know the exact sequence of the video.
I heard all the videos, and I didn't hear anything with him saying.
You didn't hear him making the reference about you gonna. You didn't hear it.
That means I'm gonna do this, and I'm. You know how some Negroes like to say, well, I'm from the South Side, and we don't do this and we don't do that.
Yeah.
Kwame didn't do that.
You didn't hear him say, "I'm gonna give him some of my mama's cooking."
Okay, well, what does that mean?
You know, I don't know, but what the
hell? Hold on. Now you reach a little bit, Renaissance man.
No, he did.
He can't give out metaphors. A metaphor.
The metaphor sounded like, "Hey, if I see you, it's gonna be a problem, and if you didn't have those folks behind you, it'd really be a real problem."
So that's based. So you telling me this man just said, "I'm gonna give you some of my mama's cooking." And you took that to mean all of that.
Yeah, from the context he was.
Come on, Renaissance man. Come on. I know for a fact that you have showed way more insight on a lot of different issues that I've heard you argue in the last year and a half or two, been coming back and forth on my platform to be saying you take that to mean all of that.
When I look at the context of the whole video and how he was sounding. And how he was calling dudes out, yeah, I kind of took it that way.
Come on, Renaissance. Okay, come on, man.
I mean, D. Darrell, if you said, D. Darrell, you didn't get any idea of him basically saying to him and Matt Barnes that, hey, if y'all see me or we meet up, it's gonna be a problem.
Okay, so what does that have to do with his father killing somebody? What does that have to do with his family?
No. I think
let me say this. Let me ask you this question, Renaissance man. His response to how people demonize and disparage his name for ill-gotten reasons, wouldn't that be somewhat representative of what an average black man would say in his position when people did what they did and said about him? Wouldn't most? I know I hear it all the time on YouTube. When somebody's saying something about somebody, so forth, they say, well, I'm going to come see you, or I'm going to do this and do that. But does that necessarily mean that I'm going to kill somebody and I come from a violent family, particularly with people that didn't raise him?
Well, I think what Charlamagne was getting at was, hey, this is not the one. There are certain people you can go back and forth like that, and it can just be, okay, it'll just die down, and it's not going to really go anywhere. I think he was trying to say he's not one of those people that you want to be playing that game
based on his family, which was unfair, based on a family that he had a lack of communication with, a lack of interaction. His father had no blueprint on his life. He lost his dad to the streets years ago when he was young. He was a young boy when his dad went to jail. He didn't even know he didn't even know his brother. Barely met the brother and met the sister at his dad's funeral. So now if that particular the comments that Charlamagne said would have had more credence if Charlamagne was raised by his dad and did work with his dad or was influenced to get into the streets. When have you ever heard Kwame Brown getting well, I know he got in trouble one time for some stuff, but when do you hear Kwame Brown name doing violent stuff? Have you ever heard him consistently doing violent things?
No.
Exactly. Have you ever heard him curse and yell at people during his 12-year NBA career?
I can't speak on that because I didn't follow.
No, because matter of fact, he never talked. He never was interviewed and he rarely talked. So my thing is that, and looking at it as a professional dealing with behavior, past behavior is a crucial indicator of future behavior. So if Kwame Brown's past behavior showed that he kept his nose clean, he didn't get in trouble. Yeah, he had some little thing with, I think, marijuana or some little small incident that he got in trouble for. But other than that, 99% of his life, he was not violent. He didn't go off on anybody. Why all of a sudden, when the man say one statement, all of a sudden we assume he's violent because it's family violence? Now, I'm just looking at the whole history. Does his history illustrate that he's a violent man?
No.
Okay, so why would we make that? Why would we make those assumptions based on statements?
I mean, you know,
No,
Dillard.
it ain't no what I mean. Just give me. I'm just looking at it logically. We got to look at this logically.
Okay, when people are from a certain area, whether it be good or bad, people stereotype people. When people say, "Oh, he's from that type of family," be it good or bad, people stereotype him.
But he wasn't from that family, Renaissance man. Those people had no interaction in his life.
But
his mom raised him by herself. She had minimal contact with these people. They may have been blood relatives, but they had no interaction to influence him.
That's true, but you're still, like I said.
Come on, man.
No, I'm saying, like, with the sense of, hey, you know, people are gonna, even if, okay, you know, people are gonna judge the mother of, okay, oh, she had she was with a dude like that. She, you know, birds of a feather flock together. That type of mentality. You know, dudes like to judge women by that type of standard.
But nobody knows about the mom. I don't get what about the mom. I mean, what? I'm
saying if you were interacting with, if we know that she interacted with his father who had that type of past, you know how they like to say, well, these women, you know, they like these type of men, and that's a kind of an indictment of the woman's character as well.
Okay. Now is that fair?
Not completely, because people can grow and change, but I do think it says something about you.
What does that say? That so you telling me that people don't, that because she took a liking to somebody at a young age without necessarily vetting the character, which a lot of young women and men do?
Like I said, people can
engage in relationships based on physicality and not necessarily personal attributes and morals. So if you're gonna say that for her at a young age, then you must say that for 99% of all young people from adolescence to middle adulthood.
But here's the thing:
you're all guilty of that.
But here's the thing, Dillard. Some are worse than others. It's not too common.
Wait a minute, but based on what?
But no, I'm saying
that a Renaissance man.
No, I'm saying based on, it's one thing to date someone who, you know, has an edge or something. It's another thing to be involved with someone who's committed serious crimes.
Okay.
Well, now, hey guys, what's going on, y'all?
What's up, BMT?
Hey, Oracle.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, so, how you doing? How y'all doing?
So one of them is my family, and the other one is my classmate. And what y'all are watching?
You know them, BMT. You know these people?
I know both of them.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Charlamagne is my classmate. We went to school together. He's my classmate. I dated his sister. His actual name is Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard. I know that. Yeah.
I dated his sister. The incident that Kwame brought up was the incident that happened with Leonard at the doggone cabin when he rented out the cabin to a few of his cousins, and a young girl came there and she claimed she got raped because he had the cabin in his name. So that always stuck on Charlamagne's name because he took the hit for that. The next thing that is going on is for Kwame, because Kwame, understand, a lot of Geechee people, you're known for your father's last name, okay? A lot of people in the South are family-based. So you could be a good kid, but if your family is a bad seed, that name looms over you. So it's like how Charlamagne did that was saying that, hey, like we know Kwame, your family, your daddy, right? He did a lot of bad things. Now, granted, Kwame's mama could have probably took him and then went up to Rock Hill. You get what I'm saying? Like Kwame wasn't around his daddy and them like that. His mama done took them and moved them away from the clan. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't grow up around the rest of us churn. So he didn't grow up. Like a lot of the Geechee boys, either we get into fights or we join up with different groups. Like we're very tribal. Kwame did not grow up with us. So only time we saw Kwame boy was when he done gonna show up to the funeral and he met some of the other churn. But other than that, he always been an outsider. Now that he's grown, he is own man. So what y'all watching is pretty much the bickering of two family households throwing salt. And the Breakfast Club, well, like I said, when you get to that type of level of success, you get to see what truly goes on behind the curtain. You follow me? So Kwame is only telling what actually goes on behind the curtain. There's no leash on what he say out his mouth. It's just like whenever I turn up, and y'all know when I say whatever the hell I want to say out my mouth, that's what Kwame doing. He just kicking dirt up in the yard now. So he gonna do whatever he want to do. I ain't got nothing against him, because he's family. But also the same thing with Leonard. They should have this conversation back. Like it's gonna get nasty.
But they didn't.
Exactly.
They didn't.
So BMT, you don't think it's gonna be this is done? You think it's gonna get worse?
Oh, it's gonna get worse. Oh, this ain't over with.
See, understand this. Understand this. What y'all are hearing. What y'all are hearing. Do y'all not notice why people are getting more and more worried about it? Because it's more personal. It's like, whoa, where are these things coming out? Like the only way how you could know these type of things is if you personally know each other. You understand what I'm saying? So now what you're watching is old skeletons being dug out of the grave. You're watching what we keep buried in the grave being brought out. And so you have it where different families are saying, that's why I ain't saying nothing too much. I'm like, yo, like I hit up a few people and we ain't going into detail, but we're like, yo, y'all don't need to be doing this stuff. Mind you, Kwame just starting his YouTube. So we're like, hey, make sure you leave Granny out of this. You don't bring up none of the elders. Y'all keep that in the pig pen with y'all.
So BMD, you don't think this is a publicity stunt? Because I thought like, hey, these guys could be just.
Kwame don't care.
It hurts Charlamagne to bring up his past.
That's true. Because
it ain't hurting Kwame.
But I was gonna say, D. Darrell, did Charlamagne say anything that's out of character in the sense of when he brought that up? Because Charlamagne has always kind of been a lightning rod with various people who come up there and feel like he's being disrespectful.
Yeah, but when you're talking about somebody, family, and you're saying it from a position, to be honest with you, I don't even know why Charlamagne even commented on this.
Well, they're
that's
saying
my point.
that because
I was just wondering why Charlamagne even brought that up.
That's because
let me say this, brother. Let me say this. So it's overboard and out of hand, right? But it got started from somewhere. Somebody gave Charlamagne a script and he read it. So that's what happened. Exactly what happened. Okay. And for him reading that script instead of saying, you know what? I'm not going to even go with this story. It's unnecessary. I don't need to drag this man. He ain't did nothing wrong. Dude, Kwame got any open cases right now? Have Kwame ever been charged with anything?
None.
Okay, so how is his father being a murderer or whatever, allegedly, at the age of him being 4 years old, got anything to do with him personally, whether he was raised by his father or not? That's number one. Number two, you should never bring up somebody else's family members and from out the past. From this Kwame is a grown ass man. You know what's the point of that?
You did miss.
No reason for that. So now you don't get to go cry when your shit get exposed. This is public record.
No, you missed what he said.
She missed everything I said.
Record and Kwame don't.
She missed everything I said.
Not to mention Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. I think they cool with what's his name?
Now, I know. I'm gonna say this. Look, Steven Jackson is actually my cousin. I'm related to him. That's my second cousin. Now, this whole thing, I'm gonna be honest with you. This thing with him, the image that I know of him, the way he grew up, just like you talking about Charlamagne and so and Kwame, the way he was growing up with him trying to come up with this hard look, the Steven I know in real life growing up is not like that. But
really?
He putting out, if that's what he want to put out on TV and social media, that's fine. But the person I knew, he wasn't like that.
Wait, D. Darrell, because no, the reason he got that vibe was because of what happened in Indiana with him and Ron Artest going in the stands, and then that kind of gave him that edgy image.
Yeah,
and then
he did some other stuff too, not just that. He did some stuff at some strip clubs and some other stuff that I'm not going to talk about. But,
right. But I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying, D. When I'm talking about DT people, we take it serious about our father's name. You get what I'm saying? Like, all you have is your name. So when you bring it up, well, you come from a family of killers. Whoa, hold up, bro. You throwing that salt on me. You feel me? So hold up. I ain't got nothing to do with the sins of my father. And him doing that was doggone throwing chicken poop on Kwame. Like, Kwame he's his own man. And Leonard know better, because that's like, we could say, well, Leonard, you so dope. So how you any better? Your mom was a school teacher and your daddy's a mechanic. Why are you so dope to your own people? You see how I can get nasty back and forth? So it's going to get more dirty. And it's going to get more. That's why I said they better off. Like I said, they ain't got to go dig up anything. They know, these guys know each other personally. Like, when I say we know each other, I know these men. That's why some of us are trying to handle it behind closed doors.
Well, BMT, the other thing is too, money has gotten involved because you got Kwame going live and people donating super chats to him.
That's what I'm worried about.
And then you got people. So that's the thing. When you get money involved, you got a bunch of people who just want to see some entertainment. And you know how black folks can be.
But you know the thing about it is, Renaissance, and I'm gonna say this. But everybody think Kwame's trying to grow off of this. First of all, the man's just speaking his truth, right? And the thing about it is he ain't lied about the Breakfast Club. Everybody know the Breakfast Club be saying shitey shit about our people. So the fact that Kwame said that Kwame is not hinged to like lie, because what does he have to gain? You get what I'm saying? He's using YouTube. So he's not using any type of political other than YouTube. You feel me?
Right.
He's in the Carolinas. He's back home. But talking about old bones about your daddy and all of them are killers, whoa. They probably, you don't understand how hard it is.
In that? Why would you do something like that, knowing you got you tied up with a minor? You tied up with a minor and got charged with it. You knew that was a risk that could come out. This man know you too well.
He talked about that too.
Exactly.
So why the hell would you go there in the first place? What his daddy and what he did when he was a kid got anything to do with the kid? That's like blaming you for what your sister did. That's just like blaming you for what your girlfriend did. That's just like blaming you for what your daddy did. How would you like it if somebody came on a national radio station, you're from a famous background, you played in the NBA, and somebody came out with that bullshit after you done built up your legacy? You have other people and other people that are affected by this. It's not just Kwame. It's his family, friends, anybody affiliated with his business contracts or anything. But you're taking that chance. You don't know what that man got up his sleeve to try to make a living and keep on going.
Well, the thing about it, both families are affected. But one, I didn't agree with Kwame saying the thing about the rape with Charlamagne drugging his wife.
That's too bad, because he had no business saying anything about this boy's father. You should never bring a You don't tell me to stop. You
don't know shit about their family. Hold on, guys, come on. You don't know shit about their family. I'm just being honest. This is in-house. This is my family. This is my family. You wasn't here first.
You want me to stop?
You don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Are you serious right now? You see
I
me
mean,
up
I
here
am dead ass
first,
serious. You
and you
talking
gonna
about my
go jump
family.
in
Wait,
front of
wait,
me.
wait, wait.
I didn't
You
say
talking about my
anything.
family like you know who the hell they
One
are.
at a
I
time.
said nothing
One at a
about
time.
that. No, don't come at me like that,
One at a
brother.
time. One at a time.
All right, let me chill out. I'll chill out. Go ahead.
Let's chill out. I get it. Hold on. Okay. So Oracle, listen. I'm gonna let you speak. Then I'm gonna let you gotta let BM when you speak, and when you're done, let BMT respond without you interrupting. But go ahead, Oracle.
It's ridiculous that y'all get to talk all this. Y'all see me sitting here. Don't do that. Because if it was ladies up here, we'll definitely make sure y'all get y'all turn. Let a lady talk. So rude. As I was saying, all I was saying was it's just as wrong as Kwame was about bringing up dirt on Charlamagne. Charlamagne brought up dirt on Kwame. So it was wrong for him. You can't call the kettle black and you got goddamn black on your stained background. You involved with a whole child. Kwame ain't did none of that kind of shit. Kwame wasn't the one that killed that woman. His daddy did that shit, allegedly. Why are you dinging him for that? Now you got his whole family business out here. You mad because your dirt came up, which is public record. And you want to send out a cease and desist? Kwame didn't even get that chance. If Kwame wanted to know about that, at least give him an opportunity. Look, man, I got some dirt on you. I'm not telling you no. I'm not asking you for your permission. I'm just gonna let you know. Give me a heads up so I can warn people. Look, it's about to be some shit on Charlamagne them show. And look, I don't want contractors, my sponsors, or whoever I got in line because they don't know my business like that. Of course he gonna be upset. How would you like it? You can't even handle a woman talking to you right now. So yeah, you would be all fucked up. Somebody did that to you.
But D Darrell, now do you think Kwame should maybe be the bigger man in this situation since he was on more of the pro black thing? Wouldn't that look more pro black? Say, you know what,
Well,
he did disrespect me, but since I don't want to see two black men fighting back and forth, I'm gonna just let it go.
Okay.
That would be easy.
I'm gonna give a quick response, and then I gotta ask BMT an important question. Kwame Brown didn't say nothing for almost 20 years.
Right.
He didn't. This man never went on interviews. This man had ample time in the last since 2001 up until now. For 20 years, this dude never went on TV. He never got on. He could have did a podcast. He could have did a YouTube channel. He could have did all this stuff. Matter of fact, if you look at his channel, don't you know this guy been on YouTube for the last 2 or 3 years and never talked about his career?
Yeah,
never.
That's true.
He did videos like every 3 or 4 months or whatever. He got videos. If you go look at his archive, he got videos 2 or 3 years ago. I didn't even know he had a YouTube channel. That's how far under the radar he was. So now to ask him to all of a sudden be the bigger man, we beyond that renaissance. I mean, I think he's already done that. The bottom line is that
I mean in the sense of, okay, he said his piece that, hey, you know, people need to stop you know, calling me a scrub and this and that, but saying, you know what, it doesn't make any sense for me and Charlamagne to keep going back and forth because it's not gonna go anywhere positive.
You know why he's not gonna do it? I'm gonna tell you why he's not gonna do it. Because people watching and he making money off of it. Right now,
Right. Thank you.
Kevin Samuel. Kwame Brown hotter than Kevin Samuel right now.
But that's the sad part. But D Darrell, that's the sad part. Look at the two hottest people on the YouTube in Black America right now. Both did some drama.
The only thing different about it.
Go ahead, BMT.
The only thing different about it, Charlamagne can sue him. I'm not sure how much money Kwame got to fight that type of legal battle with Charlamagne.
Kwame worth $8 million. He worth $8 million.
I know he worth money. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, they're going to take it when they start going into when they start attacking. But see, now when you start, that's when I say when they start bringing up about drugging women and children and stuff. See, now they're going to be like,
let me ask you this question. This is the question. It's funny you said that because that's the question I wanted to ask you. Since you was there, I mean, I'm not going to say you was there, but you in the same town, you connected to him. What is your position on what happened to Charlamagne based on what the evidence has shown as far as him being about 22, and this little girl being 15 years old, and the fact that he did have sex with her.
Where you hear that from? Where you hear that from?
Huh?
Well, we hear that from about him having sex with her. He's not on no sex offender. He's not on no sex registry.
That's what the record said. That's what the opposing record said.
He don't. No,
they said that he was charged.
What do you mean? No, that's what he was charged with.
Oh
he
my
was
God!
charged.
Wait.
That it didn't happen.
Let BMT explain. Let him explain.
Okay, hold on.
Maybe I can get out what I'm trying to say.
I'm like this woman talking like she don't even live in my fucking town. So first of all,
don't cuss me out, bitch.
Hold on,
dumbass bitch.
Hold on.
Bitch, watch your fucking mouth with me.
BMT, come on, man.
She got me all fucked up. Don't curse at
guys. Come on, man.
Oh, what?
Wait, why you mute BMT?
Keep talking.
Okay, guys, hold on. Listen. Listen, we can debate, we can go at it with each other, but we're not gonna be cursing and disrespecting each other, okay? Oracle, I need you to just sit back a little bit, let BMT explain to me, because BMT actually got a closer connection to this, being this is an area in South Carolina where he's from. So I just want to hear what he has to say. Oracle, I'm gonna let you respond. Go ahead, BMT.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
So what happened was we have a place where you can go rent out cabins on, like, the Navy has a spot where you can rent out cabins and shit. What happened was Charlamagne's cousins and they used him to go rent out the cabin, right? And he bought liquor. He bought liquor and shit to the cabin. And distributing to a minor, that's against the law. You feel me? Because he bought the liquor and shit.
Right.
And he
Courtney Omega did.
Right. So when he did that shit, and he bought the liquor and he bought the stuff for the cabin, and he left them. Like, he left. And after that, what happened was all.
BMT, you there?
I think he cut out.
Damn.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Go ahead.
Let me pull over. Because I'm about to shoot this shit. I'm about to shoot this bird. Like, the thing about it was he went and got liquor, and he got shit at the party to distribute to minors, like the liquor and all the shit. You're not supposed to. That's illegal. So he left the cabin, and he left them with the cabin, and they brought some females there. Two of the girls were underage girls. However, what happened was the girl, she got left there at the party, and she had to walk home. Her mama was blowing up her phone asking where the hell she was at. Now, around that time, she told them that she got raped. She said she got raped at the party, right? And what happened was they looked up, well, who was the shit, whose name was on the cabin? And it was his name. His name was on the cabin. He was the adult that got the cabin. So, and he didn't want to dry snitch on any of the people, whatever had happened there. So he took the hit. Now, the thing about it was they ran a rape test kit on Charlamagne. Charlamagne didn't have no damn thing on there. He didn't have nothing on there about that. Like, he was actually somewhere else, which they found out he was actually somewhere else. The thing about it was he took the hit because I think he got put on the probation for that shit. So misdemeanor. So like I said, I know about all this. We know about all this shit happened.
Okay, but Bill, I gotta ask you a question. According to the records that I was privy to and information, they stated that she had consensual sex with Charlamagne the guy. But the reason why it was dropped, this was according to a person that's a board certified attorney that comment on this act. He stated that the girl refused to testify, and because she did not testify, they basically had to drop. They basically were able to negotiate and drop it down to a felony, to a misdemeanor charge.
But doesn't that play into what he's saying?
Felony.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying, Renaissance, because the thing about it was they ran the whole kit, and they did like, this is old. Like I'm saying, they did the whole investigation on all this shit. Like, I remember this stuff. Like, like I said, a lot of us knew about this stuff, and we were all right there talking about it. Like, Lenard wasn't there. Lenard went with his chick to goddamn Charleston, where that happened at. That was in Mom's Corner. How the fuck do you get 30 minutes across the damn town to go fuck some goddamn 15-year-old when you on camera at a hotel with a whole nother bitch? So that's what I'm saying. Like, this girl, she got caught fucking with another nigga. Lenard didn't want to dime drop his cousins, so he took the hit. He said, "Fuck it, it is what it is." Like a dumb nigga.
Okay, so I'm gonna use you. I'm gonna use Renaissance perspective. Now I know. Now I hear you talking about Lenard, but Lenard had a history of getting in a whole bunch of shit.
Yes,
So,
he is.
what credibility does Lenard have?
Wait, D-Darrell, what did he get into? Now I know the whole being a drug dealer, but outside of that, what was?
I'm gonna let people speak on that.
Now I'm gonna be for real. Charlamagne, before all this stuff right now, Charlamagne Dave used to get in trouble and shit. Like in school, he used to be getting kicked out of class. Like he did some fucked up shit. Like Charlamagne's not clean. I'm not gonna lie on that. Like Charlamagne has gotten in trouble, like repeatedly with the law. So like I said, I'm not gonna lie about that. So that's why it's very contrary how Charlamagne is bringing up Kwame's daddy and his shit.
Exactly.
But then again, calm down. Hang on. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm being fair about this. You know what I'm saying? It's me. So I'm like, Charlamagne, you can't talk about Kwame if you were down in the fuck shit like his daddy. So you talking about that man? You were selling dope. I said that. You were out there buying shit for your goddamn cousins and us. You were getting us liquor and shit so we could go get and do our dirt. So I know we was out there in we Geechee boys, so we out there fucking around. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Charlamagne, you can't talk about one man and you got your own sins. That's the fuck shit. So I'm like, when you start bringing up that shit, that's why I said now they talking about drugging and rape and all that shit. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Now y'all gonna open up the skeletons and shit. And I'm like, that's why the smartest thing they did was a cease and desist and say, yo, stop, because y'all niggas are gonna be taking some hits right now. Charlamagne, you gonna lose way more than this nigga. It's like Drake versus Meek Mills, nigga. Meek Mills can't lose. Like he can't lose. Like I mean versus Pusha T. It's Drake versus Pusha T. Pusha T don't got shit to lose. Drake got everything to lose. Charlamagne, you got so much shit to lose, bro. If doggone Kwame drop what I think he gonna be dropping on you, you might want to
he ain't stopping BMT.
But they going to Charlamagne you better shut that nigga down.
But see, that's the thing. And when I said people are making money, see, that's why I said it gets dangerous, because when people start making money off of that, you got an incentive now to keep this going. Where if it wasn't people making money, you might just say, okay, let's get on the phone and talk it out and be done with it.
Okay.
Versus you're gonna have people fanning the flames.
Right. So okay, Oracle, go ahead, Oracle.
Thank you, my brother. The cat out the bag on both of them. So unfortunately, it's a too late to say who started what, when, where, and why. It's damage control time for both of them. Because if you got sponsors, if you got jobs, you got things that you're trying to get involved in, Kwame, you got a problem, because that's not going to be a good look when people start thinking about, if, you come from that and you go by your last name. And if you've got pride in your last name and you associate yourself with your last name, then they're going to associate you with whatever your family did. That's just the harsh reality of it. That's why it's such a problem. And that's why you reacted the way you did. That's why Charlamagne had to come out with a cease and desist on you. Because at the same time, even though you have a right to react, and like anybody would, I don't know a person alive with self-respect that would sit up there and put up with that and take the high road and say that's okay. No, if I know some dirt on you and you throw some dirt on me, guess what? Your dirt coming out. Point blank, period. I don't care who the fuck you is. You could be the president of the United States. If you throw some dirt on me and I know some dirt on you, your dirt coming out. That's just what that is. And that happens in politics on a regular basis, all the way down to Lil John and Ray and Pookie out there on the corner. It don't matter. But at the same time, it's two brothers. So I agree with Renaissance Man on what he said, because when you get to a certain age, sometimes you have to stop and pump the brakes. But you hit home when you talk about people's family. Whether he was raised by this man or not, he created him. He was 4 years old when his daddy did that. He never got to see or be raised by his daddy. He had to remember for the rest of his life, his daddy was taken from him from a heinous crime that he had committed allegedly in the penitentiary, and that's his legacy. That's a hurtful thing for a child to have to go through. You brought up a lot of pain, Charlamagne, and he wanted to sting that ass back, and he did. Unfortunately, you got to pay the piper now.
Right.
And the funny thing is, like I said, D Darrell, this whole started with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson.
Well,
now,
really, it was Gilbert Arenas' ass and Steven Jackson, and then Matt Barnes. But to me, that's nothing. Matt Barnes, I don't get it. You weren't even on the original show. Then you want to come out the blue and just do a show from your phone and start talking. Man, it's the stuff people doing, man.
No, but now the thing is, it's now shifting to but now it's shifting to Charlamagne, and I guess what, Stephen A. Smith, Chris Broussard as well, Rob Barker.
That's who we focusing on now, but it's really all of them.
But you see, the thing about it is this, and this is why I'm saying, like, the white man. You saw how when they were talking about it, the white people were just watching. They're like, "Oh shit, this is good," because now we got these black dudes who are getting money off of us. They fucking up their credibility,
right?
So any of their contracts, any of their sponsorships, all that shit, they can be like, "Nah," like, "Oh hell no," nah. Like, nigga, Charlamagne, you definitely get cut out of your contracts, nigga. And you just now have some book deals coming down the pipe,
right?
That shit about to go.
Yeah.
And Kwame, like I said, Kwame does do things here in the Carolinas. So I'm like, Kwame, bro, you doing too many great things for our people. Don't let the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we don't want it to where he's doing something for our people, and then he go up there, and then they start saying, well, remember his, you know what I'm saying, Kwame boy, he's from a family of killers. Why are you gonna say that? And the man doing shit on the ground with our people. We trying to get land and different shit done. So you can't be saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I know D Darrell going up there speaking for us, but then somebody bringing up something like D Darrell's uncle allegedly stabbed the sheriff, they're gonna bring that up at the goddamn town meeting. So now they're gonna, oh hell no, we can't let this motherfucker and his family done did our harm. You know, that's what they do. That's what people do. So I'm like, y'all don't understand when you get played. And see, they're paying these people for this type of chaos. Sometimes you gotta let, I know it sucks trying to be the bigger man, but right now, it's going to get a lot worse before it get better. Now, I don't give a fuck about DJ. I don't give a fuck about DJ Emmy. Fuck that motherfucker bitch. And fuck Angela, fuck that hoe. I don't give a fuck about any of them motherfuckers. Because
homosexual.
So BMC, let me ask you this question. I want to just confirm some things. So you're related to Kwame Brown and Charlamagne the God.
Kwame is Geechee. All Geechee.
Because he's okay. Y'all of the same tribal affiliation.
Right. So all Geechee are related. All Geechee are related.
Okay.
Like, seriously.
Okay.
So that's why when.
So is Charlamagne a Geechee?
Yes, he also is a Geechee. He also is Geechee too. So that's what I'm saying. You're watching in-house blood fighting of two different
family argument.
So that's what I'm saying, Oracle. When it's like, yo, so when y'all wonder, like, yo, where they get this information, all you gotta do is go ask the people, ask certain people. They go, you know, families keep track of every fucking thing. So they going to bring up all the stuff. I'm like, damn, y'all motherfuckers just need to shut the fuck up and drink a beer. But now y'all talk about shit that's supposed to be dead. Y'all both are millionaires. You both got your bread. Why y'all talking about this shit now? But see, Charlamagne don't let them white boys them backpack his ass to say some shit. Now he's fucking up. And so Charlamagne is wrong for that. That's why I didn't have no problem when Kwame said, yo, Charlamagne, I don't know who the fuck is backpacking, which he did say, but you letting your masters run you. And Charlamagne has been known to do that shit. He needs to shut the fuck up.
So what are the elders saying about two Geechee arguing like this?
They're stupid. They're stupid as fuck. That's also what they think.
Because my thing is that I think Kwame Brown did mention that he was Geechee in the first, I think one episode he mentioned that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he did mention that, but he never mentioned Charlamagne being Geechee though.
He probably didn't found him.
Oh, Charlamagne's always said that he's a Geechee from South Carolina.
But Kwame didn't say nothing about, hey, we supposed to be brothers. We supposed to be both in the same group. He never mentioned. He was talking to Charlamagne like he just this distant Negro that just so happened to be in the same area. They're talking shit about him.
But that's not.
He got beef with the whole Breakfast Club because what's your name? I'm just gonna say what's your name, dropping no name because it's the head person in the Breakfast Club that invited him, Mr. Kwame, to his manhood, and he had a whole problem with that. He made a whole 3-5 hour live video. We went 15,000 views in one video. We went viral down there. Him telling us about how Uncle Charlie. Then sat up there and invited Mr. Kwame to his manhood after all of that. Because he called up there to check him about it. And that's the thanks he got in return. He told him to He said he ain't never had no man talk to him like that. He was so mad. He said he was so mad he woke up out of a sleep. He had a dream. He was choking the dude out. He was dreaming. He choked the dude out. And it was over after that. That boy went in after that. He started letting all the beans hang out last night. It was crazy.
But dudes who talk to other men like that, when they get fired up, they know it's fighting. I know
another race. Hey, we do that in the family, but that all outside stuff, keep it 100 now.
I'm not, I can't see the thing about it. It's not unheard of for families. Like I said, you're watching in-house, but there are different tribal families in the Geechee. We're all family. But we do have different family, like it's a root family. You understand me? So you have you have different family sects, and the thing about it is they're not going to listen to the elders. They're not going. They're too spoiled children having their way. So right now we're not disconnecting ourselves. Because yes, they both have openly spoke about their heritage. Like, yeah, we're Geechee. I'm Geechee. So they have to. So it ain't like they don't know who the fuck they are. They both come back home every year. You always come back home to your roots. The problem is Charlamagne letting that white boy backpacking him. And Kwame, I understand his anger when somebody says something about your daddy. That's a very sensitive thing to a Geechee. Is when you talk about the men, or you talk about, I told you, the name is all we have. So when you say something about our daddy, or something about the name of the father, and you bringing up some shit, you gotta respond. Like somebody says about my father, nigga, I'm coming at you with everything I got. I'm not stopping. I'm gonna hurt you. So that's why I understand his frustration. That and they try and see they gonna be trying to emasculate black men. I hate when they do that bitch shit. When they be trying to emasculate black men on them stations, and they thought that they could try to emasculate Kwame, and how they try to diminish his legacy in the NBA. See, that to me, that's what black men should have came around him rather than attack him and say, no, this was a good man. He did good. But see, some of them are off cold and they're trying to run game on the brother and trying to say he ain't never did anything. The man had a good career, man. I mean, yeah, he ain't he wasn't some like Duncan and AI and Kyrie and stuff, but Kwame was not a bad player. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention he was on the team with Jordan. And Jordan wasn't, everybody be making it seem like Jordan
messed up Kwame Brown.
Right. So
he really
did. Yeah. So the thing about it is, like I said, Kwame had an uphill battle to come from nothing to the NBA. That is truly a blessing. And so I don't exactly. So I don't want to ever take that from him because not a lot of young boys make it to that level. So for them to say, well, Kwame ain't nobody, this and that, Matt Barnes need to shut the fuck up. He ain't got shit to do with what that brother does.
Stephen A. Smith went around the world making fun of his hands. Stephen A. Smith went around the world talking about how small this dude's hands was. I'm like, his hands? Really?
Wait, D. Darrell. I just stumbled across. I didn't know Stephen A. Smith talked this much. I found an 11-minute video Stephen A. Smith rants on Kwame Brown. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Stephen A. take of all people, he should be the last one because he's actually employed by ESPN. He should be the last one to be getting into Stephen Jackson and Madden made their hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, Kwame Brown retired. Like these are retired NBA players. Stephen A. should be the last one that should be talking.
I mean, Stephen A. getting $10 million a year though.
Yeah, but you should be the last one talking. You want to continue to get that 10 million, you need to chill out. But what's the guy named? Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp said, I'm staying out of it because Shannon Sharp commented on it. And he said, look, this is all I'm gonna say about it. I'm not getting into this other stuff with Stephen Jackson and Kwame Brown. I'm not getting into all of that.
But you know what?
He said that on the show with him and Skip Bayless.
Yeah, because
I know all this stuff going on, but I'm not getting in the middle of that.
Because here's the thing. Shannon saw what happened to Paul Pierce and how quickly they cut him loose.
Right?
Now you saw here's the thing about it. Now I want y'all to act on this.
Shannon got his own problems in the back too.
Now here's the thing about it. Notice this. Shannon didn't want to get involved in that personal discussion between them two black men. But that white man sure didn't mind inserting himself in that conflict. And I was like, oh, there y'all go. There's that white man. He well, let me say what I gotta say.
They gonna make him do it? That y'all think they gonna make him say something about it eventually?
They're trying to get the other black men to start speaking on Kwame. And he knows that they're gonna try to do that. Notice, I mean, Kwame ain't dumb. He said, listen, everything I'm calling now, they're gonna do it. Because like I said, at the end of the day, all media at some point is connected. So they're trying. So everything is not like, again, when you got a dog off his leash that don't give a fuck, he gonna say whatever fuck he gonna say. You worried about that because he knows the intricacies of the system. So he gonna talk about everything. So them the first thing they got to do to a black man is do what? Destroy your name. When they destroy, so that's the first thing they're going to do. They're going to try to destroy Kwame's NBA legacy, whether we like it or not, whether y'all agree with his stuff. They're going to try to diminish it, and then from there, they're going to start attacking him personally. So now, and mind you, since he's squeaky clean, you got to go find another Geechee or somebody who knows him to bring up his personal shit. Because again, Kwame don't have a lot of stuff on him. So you got to go get somebody who can bring up shit. But here's the thing about Kwame. Kwame's like, I can go full on. I don't have nothing to worry about. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. Y'all ain't paying me. So I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. And honestly, somebody might give him a podcast or put him on XM if he keep going at the way he's going.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're already saying that he needs to get a podcast.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like he don't have no filter to what he want to say. So Kwame is more dangerous, and that's why they're going to start trying to go get legal protection to deal with him. They're going to go get
because he's speaking on everything. But let me say this, guys. I want to say this. I'm going to let you talk, Renaissance. Why ain't nobody talking about the fact that he had to sue Merrill Lynch for $17.4 million? That they took out of his investment account. Why nobody talking about that bullshit?
I didn't want to bring that up.
Because I read this, I brought it up earlier, but nobody want to talk about the crooks called Merrill Lynch. Since everybody want to talk about this other shit, man. To me, it's a lot of shit that has happened to Kwame Brown that have led him. Man, this dude had to sue for his money and he lost. His money.
But D. Darrell, why did he lose? Because it was probably the fine print, I bet.
No, they basically signed off on investments that he didn't sign for.
But at some point, he must have given his power of attorney or something to do that.
No, he didn't. You can't. I mean, to a certain extent.
See,
at the least end, Merrill Lynch had no business mishandling this man money. The fact that he lost almost $18 million.
I gotta go look it up because
you can't. I'm just saying. But $17.4 million. How the hell you a person with a company with the reputation as Merrill Lynch? You
but
lost
but
$17.4 million for this man?
oh yeah, banks will do that, and not to mention, here's the thing. Sadly to say, the way they look at some of these athletes is they just look at them like they stupid.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I think.
throwaways. That's why he said that. That's why he talked about LeBron and all the other dudes, because he knows the game. He knows the game. Like, look at the Renaissance. Think about it. What did they used to do to the college football and basketball players? Did they how much money had they made off of them boys?
Man, I mean,
Think about how much money had they made off of them from black boys. Think about it, y'all. Black boys from poverty that they would offer them money. Think about that, Dillard. Think about Renaissance. Think about Oracle. They will offer them poor, impoverished boys money, saying they'll give them like what 1/16 of a check or of a contract, but they don't understand that ain't nearly close to a fraction. And this is where I got to give respect to LeVar Ball, because LeVar Ball said, "Oh hell no! Like I'm gonna be there for my boys signing their contracts. Y'all not about to fuck them up like how you fucked up these other black boys, because they understand that the college league and the NBA league, and you ain't no black player ever gonna beat them white men. Ain't no black man gonna ever beat them. So that's why Kwame was like, I'm saying Kwame signed up when he was 17 years
17 years old.
A whole kid. That's some new addition shit.
So understand that. How much do you think he honestly understood about contracts?
Shit. He didn't understand none of that stuff, and his mama probably didn't understand it either. So think about that. How much do you think a child will understand with a bunch of lawyers saying, "Hey, we'll offer you $10 million"? What the fuck is $10 million? Excuse my language, to a billionaire. What is $10 million? Right? So you get what I'm saying? He was already. That's why when after a while, when you wake up in your bed and you see the people who are still making money off of your name, they still make money off of Jordan's name. They will still make money off of LeBron. They still make money off of goddamn every black man in the NBA. Every time they play a reel, they still make money off of that black man. But do any of them black men get any access to any of that money? No. So when Kwame said, "Yo, I got shitted out of my money," are you shitting me? So now he's like, "Yo," now he's going on, "Yo, fuck this. I'm gonna say what the fuck I gonna say." Kwame shouldn't be on no goddamn YouTube having to speak his truth. He been crying for so damn long. But you know what? Go ahead, and you know he sued. This was back in 17. He just lost his money 4 years ago.
Oh wow!
Right.
Yeah, exactly. This was not a long time. Wow. This was 4 years ago. He lost all his money.
Working on the tractor now.
Exactly.
I was gonna say too, D. Darrell. I didn't realize this, but from looking through that clip, I forgot all about when Stephen A. Smith and Jalen Rose went back and forth about players in the NBA being scrubs, because he said, how do you think Kwame Brown feels about you saying Kwame?
Yeah.
So I forgot all about that. That was a big conversation on ESPN several years back.
Yeah.
And that was his name, Kwame. Remember that? Kwame. That was his shit.
And Jalen Rose was like, "How you gonna call this man a scrub?" And he lasted in the league for damn near almost 12 years. This dude made over $101 million. Scrubs don't make $101 million. A true scrub is out the league in 2 or 3 years. That's a scrub. He stuck around. He played. Yes, he didn't have the great numbers, but if you good enough to make it on the NBA roster and get minutes off the bench, you're a legitimate NBA player. Now, it ain't my fault that Michael Jordan, dumbass, that don't know how to be a GM, wanted to trade you for Elton Brand instead of just giving them the #1 pick for Elton Brand. His dumbass gonna draft a player that Chicago didn't want and think that they was just gonna trade instead of just swapping the pick. But see, that shows the incompetence of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan screwed this man's career up. He really did. Everybody quiet now.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
He screwed his career up, man. And
at least to start it off, because they said his confidence was shook from Jordan. So
it was, because Jordan treated him number one. Jordan was with the Washington Wizards. Jordan number one is y'all saw the what was that documentary? Jordan, you saw how he was talking to grown ass men.
The Last
they
Dance.
had a hard time. This Jordan ain't got in fights with people, then got kicked out. You know that famous fight him and Steve Kerr got into, and then man, those guys didn't even want Jordan playing. They didn't even want Jordan playing cards with them. That's how much they disliked this man. They basically sucked it up because they was winning. I guarantee you, man, if Chicago would have been mediocre, Jordan, a lot of them players they would have had a lot of attrition from the Bulls.
Nah, they would have
just been stuck around because they knew they could win a championship.
That's why they had to do the same. That's why they had to humble doggone LeBron, because they even happened to LeBron. Like, they were like, yo, LeBron, you good? But the way you talking to these men, you might want to chill the fuck out. And that's why Kobe even pulled LeBron to the side, as well as the Wade. They're like, yo, you good, but you pulling the Jordan. You talking down on your people. Like, I get it. You good. See, Jordan, everybody knows Jordan's an asshole. He's a piece of shit. He's a winner, but he's an asshole winner. And so, you know, it hurts when a young man coming in that looks up to one of the greatest athletes in the world, and you're getting sitted on by him. You're getting told that you ain't shit.
Well, it sounded like it wasn't just Jordan. Kwame said it was the coach too. Said Doug Collins.
Yeah, because just shit. Jordan the one that hired Doug Collins.
Exactly.
That didn't make no sense.
I'm just saying. We gotta understand. Hear me out with this.
They didn't want. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. They did not want Kwame Brown. Those dumbasses should have just traded the number one pick. Why would you draft a player and expect if a team want the ability to pick their own number one, not you draft them for them and then think they're gonna trade them off? Chicago didn't want them.
Exactly. Like, you gotta understand. Like, and be honest, you're taking a young boy who ain't never had a father figure, and he looking up to an athlete like Jordan just to get broken down. Like, a coach to some black men, I'm being honest, a coach is the next closest thing that some black men get to a father. And to have it where to have it where you're the man that you coming out of high school, not college, where you can actually, like, you know, on your skill set, you go straight into professional league, and you get in with other men, especially like a guy who's going to mentor you. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of that could fuck you up. So, you know, I mean, honestly, like I said, like they hit that, they used that man. They used him for 10 years, and so. I'm not, like I said, he did with the best he could work with, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm just hitting on like the point that, hey, he gonna get his flesh. Kwame gonna get his pound of flesh. Whether they like it or not, like they said, if the village don't embrace the child is gonna embrace the flames from the village. So since they wanted to shit on him, don't be surprised, and don't think Kwame gonna be the only black NBA player that might come back with a vengeance.
There may be some other players that may want to talk.
Go ahead, brother.
Especially the broke ones, especially the ones that went broke.
They'll create an
you may see a whole bunch of them come out and do a podcast and a YouTube channel on how the NBA fucked over their career. He ain't
opened up a can of worms over there with Kwame.
But to be honest with you, I really think they are afraid that he's gonna talk too much about the business of the NBA that they don't want people to know. I think that's the biggest fear. They don't want him spilling the beans on what the NBA really about and what happened to these guys.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, because this is the thing. He got to see all the parties, all the people that attended the parties, who was doing what. We ain't talking about no minors. We just talking about basic party and stuff. That's one. Two, he got to see back end deals. He probably seen all kinds of, things he wasn't supposed to hear because he's close to who? The head coach. He's close to people that are in the higher ups because why? He's a child. He ain't got nobody. There was no daddy there like everybody else had a daddy, uncle, brother, something. You know what I'm saying? or
Right.
another team member from another team. He was alone. This is fresh out of high school. You went with grown ass men, you know. So yeah, you're gonna see some shit. They need to keep you close. But they probably had him running. You know how they do you, they dog you, you know, here, go fetch this, that, and the third, you know. And next thing you know, he done clocked all kinds of dirt. So
No
yeah,
telling,
it's a
man.
whole harness list, no pun
No
intended.
So Renaissance, I got a question for you. Okay. Do you think that since we at this stage now, do you think it's beneficial for Kwame to just fall back and just let it all right? Just let it after going through a whole week of ranting. What sense is it now for him to just stop and just go back to being quiet, just forget all this happened? What do you think about that? What's the benefit of doing that? When all the beans are already out, he forced Charlamagne to have to speak about his whole criminal history. That it's no coming back from that.
I'm surprised Blue showed up to work the next day. I was just tripped out by that.
Renaissance man, are you there? Okay, I guess he busy. What you think, BMT? What do you think as far as where it's at now? You think it's any going back now since all the beans have been spilled?
No, you can't. You can't, but it's already out there. You know what I'm saying? And in this day and age, I mean, they just got it quiet. I mean, mind you, Charlamagne's sex allegation just came up during the Bill Cosby. Now Kwame done catching, and as strong as the internet is getting right now, and he done brought it up again, and he's catching steam. And I mean, right now he said, "You about to get fed? My mama's cooking." What he meant by that was like, "Yo, like, I'm not gonna be slowing down, bro. Like, I'm just picking up steam." See, now it's just like Oracle said, there ain't no telling what Kwame know.
Yeah.
Oh, there ain't no telling what he know. But
so
see,
let
like,
me ask you this, BMT. Do you think, in light of all of what you just said, there's a chance that he might bring in a Me Too movement?
Me Too movement.
No, so in other words, what she's saying is that because he's bringing up the sexual allegations, and also Charlamagne has talked about a lot of dumb shit about with his wife and she passing out and shit.
Right, he did. He said a bunch of crazy shit.
That shit can come back to bite you. And sometimes it's like I've even texted that man, and I said, Leonard, sometimes you gotta learn when to shut the fuck up, man.
The dude was saying that he was using the Spanish fly and shit like this. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So now that's when I was like, and I didn't mean nothing by it, but that's why I said stop. Because sometimes once you put that out there into the digital media, into the airwaves, you can never take that down. It's always gonna be up there. So, you know what I'm saying? Though it's not on him per se as a statutory rapist or a pedophile or some shit.
Right.
But the Spanish fly thing, listen, in this day and age, you don't need jack shit proof to damn take down a black man no more. Fuck that. All you need is the general populace agreement saying you a piece of shit. That's it. Oh, that's it. So when they want to get you, Charlamagne, best believe Kwame done started the cannon fire. And if you keep on going, it seems like right now, Kwame dropping pictures of you as a child and shit.
All kind of shit.
I've seen it. That tripped me out.
I said, oh, Lord, save us, Jesus. It's about to get worse.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. He's dropping all kind of shit.
I told y'all looking at family beef. Y'all watching family beef happen. I tried to tell y'all, this is, you know how sometimes y'all have cousins that don't get along or family that don't get along?
Right.
And sometimes you have to have it where grandma or that one stable person in the family has to tell y'all, shut up. Be quiet.
Oh, Angela Yee. Child, please.
I'm talking about in your family. I'm not talking about Angela Yee. I'm talking about in your family.
Well, how did you crush yourself? Allegedly. Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, I did.
But I'm saying like you usually have it where you'll have that member of your family, like your granddaddy or your grandma, will tell the rest of y'all, hey, be quiet. Don't bring that up. Y'all family. But see, at this point, ain't nobody stopping it. So shit. Right now, this is a goddamn family $1 million fight. And see, nobody's coming
So
out
who
this
got more to lose? Who BMT? Who got more to lose?
Charlamagne got more to lose.
Charlamagne got way more to lose.
Charlamagne, go doggone. Kwame has more money. Charlamagne has more stuff of accessibility to lose because, mind you, that damn statutory shit. Listen, they already didn't want Kevin Samuels on that goddamn platform, but see now it's gonna be harder for Diddy and them white dudes to protect your ass, Charlamagne. You trying to go to Viacom? Viacom don't play around with no goddamn Spanish fly shit or no goddamn.
Right?
They will blacklist your ass off of that shit, bro. And God forbid Wendy Williams start talking about, oh God, Jesus Christ, cut that shit. They already firing Ellen. They already firing them white women. So you black men, if they say anything about rape, y'all know they ain't nothing protecting y'all ass. I'm just saying, they ain't nothing gonna protect us. We don't got no protection. So
nope.
Right, it just gotta be an innuendo. It don't even have to all the way be factual or anything. It just be something in the ass over.
Shit,
they do it so bad as black people. It's ridiculous.
Who was that NFL player that got caught for giving his child a whooping and they suspended him off the team? It was an NFL player that got caught giving his child a whooping.
And that was what was the running back that played for Minnesota? That happened over here in Houston.
Mind you, he's not a bad daddy.
Yeah, what's his name? You know the guy that running back.
You can't be a daddy.
He played in Oklahoma, and he played for Minnesota for years.
I'll tell you right now, a black man can't be a black man. A black man can't be a black man, and you better watch what you say. Or he got there on social media and on Facebook, Instagram. Hell, watch what you say.
What's that? Adrian Peterson. I know.
That was Adrian Peterson that had CPS called on for spanking his children and shit. And then next thing you know, he had to miss a whole year of playing football.
Yep. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta make this money. But other than that, I love y'all.
All right, peace. Love you too.
All right, brother. Appreciate your commentary. All right. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man, because we're at the 2-minute mark. It's after 12. Any last minute talking points? Any last things anybody want to say?
Yeah, everybody uptight. We hate to see the family get into it, make everybody else want to get into it. So yeah, it's gonna be some problems. But I'm with y'all, Charlamagne. You got a lot to lose, man. You should have thought about what you said before you opened your trap.
Right.
Amen. Thank you, D. Real. Have a good one, y'all. Love you guys.
All righty. What's up, Renaissance man? Any last minute? Anything else you want to say, Renaissance? Is he still there? Going once, going twice, Renaissance man. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and drop him off. All right, guys. Wonderful live stream. I think, everything went well. We had some very, very interesting comments. I do remember that BMT, I didn't know he was related to them. I know that they were part of the Geechee and so forth, the Geechee nation of South Carolina off the coast. BMT really is privy to a lot more information than any of us because that's where he's from. He knows that area. He knows the history behind the Gullah Geechee and all that different stuff. So, I mean, of anybody that can speak on this, it's definitely BMT. So, with that being said, guys, we had a wonderful live stream. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I got to go check out for those in the Umar Johnson sector, even those in the manosphere that's watching. Go check out my boy TCTV. I think he called himself Ghost or something. I got to go look and see where his live stream is at. I know he went live at 10:45. I don't know if he's still live right now, but I'm going to go check him out. I'm going to go see where he at. so I can check out his platform and stuff. They basically shut him down. Oh, hold on. I see Tiffany coming up, so she wanted to say something. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Tiff, you there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted. No, I just wanted to like hop on and say like thank you. Like I've been waiting for like your commentary on this because I was so
Appreciate it.
confused.
Yeah,
But
it's a
in
lot.
your chat, yeah, and shout out to Common Sense. Like it all came together. I was like, okay, because I kept asking questions like this seems so personal. Like what is going on? Like I'm not getting it, but I get it a little bit.
It's very personal. When see,
Much
my thing
better
is
now.
this. I'm gonna say this. Steve, I mean, I'm gonna say this. Charlamagne really shouldn't have even commented on this. And the reason why he did, because he knows Kwame Brown. But he still shouldn't have. I mean, because to be honest with you, it went from being a thing about Stephen A. Smith, then Steven Jackson and Gilbert Arenas, because Matt Barnes was absent. He was out on vacation. Arenas was sitting in for Matt. And so when they talked about him, because Gilbert Arenas played with Kwame Brown for 1 year. And then Matt Barnes was on vacation. This Negro went out for vacation to go pull up a live to talk about what happened on the show. this shit. And so,
yeah, that's what was throwing me. Like it got so personal, and I was like, okay, there is a backstory here.
And then Charlamagne went out of his way. Charlamagne went out of his way to talk about what everybody was saying. Stephen A. Everybody. And then he want to add on, oh, you know, his family, but hey, he ain't do nothing, support him. But yeah, by the way, his dad did this. By the way, his brother did this. I'm like, come on, man. that was wrong.
See, this is another question that I had that I haven't really got a clear answer to yet. So it's my understanding that for the past 20 years, people have been taking shots at this man.
Yes,
like,
and he didn't say one word. He never said one word.
So what was that about, though? Why? Is that just like normal, or like why? It seems like he was being like bullied, or what was that coming from?
Okay, so
I understand that he was a #1 draft pick. He did not perform to the level that people expected him to, but he's not the first. You know,
he's not the first, and he ain't nowhere near the last
person. Exactly. So where you know what I mean? And for people today, like a Stephen A. to come out of nowhere.
This was Stephen A. Stephen A. was the one who. A lot of people let this go. Stephen A. was the one. Every time they have a comment about who didn't live up to expectations, he always brought up Kwame Brown, and he would say his name.
So that's my question.
Yeah, but he would always say it in a sarcastic manner. He would always poke fun at him, and so the guy didn't say nothing for 20 years. 20 years.
That's just weird to me. Like, why is he the punching bag? Like, why has he in particular been the punching bag?
Stephen A. Smith made him the punching bag. Nobody else really. Nobody. Okay, a lot of people felt like he was a bust, but nobody would talk about it. Stephen A. would always bring him up to make his name up. Why he played?
I wonder why Stephen did.
Huh?
I wonder if there's something personal there. Like, why? I wonder why Stephen.
I don't know, but Stephen A. Smith does this a lot. He picks on certain people and say stuff about them, but he never went on anybody like he went in on Kwame Brown. He would always say Kwame Brown name about, you know, this guy went on a college tour with athletes that's getting ready to go to NFL or NBA or other sports. Whenever, like, talk to the teams about getting your education or going to the next level, he would use Kwame Brown as the example of who not to be like. He did this to hundreds of schools. Stephen A. was getting, and you know, Stephen A. was probably getting paid God knows how much from these universities to speak to these kids. He would bring up Kwame Brown name as if he was the worst individual in the world. This guy Kwame Brown only got in trouble one time, Kwame Brown never really did a whole bunch of stuff. He never disrespected nobody, never did nothing bad to anybody. He rarely even talked. And one of the reasons why people are so drawn to him is because when he played, he never did interviews. And even after that, he just was quiet to himself, didn't bother nobody. He didn't care what nobody said about him. He just put all that aside. But now it got to the point where he was like, fuck it. Like, look, I had enough.
Yeah.
Stephen A., you've been doing this shit for 20 years. It's time to get over it. This man is 38, 39 years old. He like, man, look, come on, man. Let's move on from this. To be honest with you, usually whenever we talk about bust, they usually talk about a person while they playing for and then when they maybe after they retire or they basically didn't make it in the league, maybe for 10 years at the maybe 8 to 10 years at the most, then people stop talking about them. Stephen A. been harping on this for 20 years, nonstop. I'm talking about he may bring this up on a show at least 10 to 15 times a year. At least 10 to 15. So he's been doing this for 20 years. So the guy was like, look, man, yeah, I'm beyond this, but hell, now I got to say something. So he felt
exactly. You can only poke at somebody so much. It's just interesting to me. Like this whole thing is just so interesting to me.
Yeah, because I think what really triggered Kwame Brown was not the fact but the fact of the matter is that when Stephen A. did it, Steven Jackson and Gilbert Arenas followed it up. And they followed it up with like, damn, he was this and he was that. And then even before Matt, they've actually brought him up before too on other occasions. And Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson were talking about Kwame Brown just a few times. So he was like, okay, they on YouTube just like me. So shit, I can just get at them just like, just make it be known. Yeah, he was kind of like, I don't have to go on ESPN. I don't have to go on Fox Sports. I can just pop up my own YouTube channel. And that's what he did. And it just, but see, they didn't expect him. They really thought he was not going to say anything. And so it actually shocked them that he went back at him like that. He clapped back because that was the first time he ever did that.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Chaos?
He's actually what Kwame's doing right now. And I might now do a stream on him or call a show now on this dude now because this man's bringing a lot of attention now for the last week. And they said this man had a YouTube channel that had like maybe 20K subscribers. And since all of a sudden he clapped back on these same people that he used to work with, now it started to perpetuate his audience to a mass extract to normal proportions. This man, I saw his live stream, he had almost 20K people watching on his live stream. These dumb reporters, or these people that keep talking about, is making this dude really popular and famous. And I never understand why would black men keep talking about a certain black player, like many first-round draft picks that were sometimes could be considered, or actually were busts. Why is this man the only focus?
That was my question.
I don't know why, man.
Why him?
Mind you, he's not the only high school player that got top
there was
draft.
a bunch of high school players that were busts.
Have you remember Daryl Dawkins? He went straight out of high school.
Right.
First.
Right.
And they said Kwame Brown was the first overall pick straight out of high school.
Right.
Back 10 years ago. So if you look at his career, because the man's quiet and he's come to play basketball, make money, go home, that's how he's supposed to do it. Now that these dudes been talking about and keep talking about him, like this is some joke, it's actually insult to if you consider my brother's keeper. But most black men, they will talk shit to other black men. So you know what he clapped back, and when he's clapping back, it's not nice. You don't see the media.
Chaos Rain, quick question for you. Do you think that was possibly the problem? The fact that he kept his head down and went and played basketball and stayed to himself? Because like I know people, and I myself personally have experienced that in the work environment. People don't like that when you stay to yourself and don't. I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out where all this.
They don't. I experienced that too. I was a person
people don't like that.
They want you to be sociable. But I was raised not to let people in your business. You just do your job. That's the way my parents trained me. When you working for white folks, You don't socialize. That's
No,
just
they
how.
want to know your fucking
They're not
business.
how
They
I
want to
operate.
go out for drinks, happy hour, like you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't do none
Okay.
of that.
Well, let's have that conversation. If you look how he talks, right? It seems like Kwame is very conscious in his own way, right?
Right.
And he's out certain people. So it makes sense. This man is not no dummy from South Carolina. And we know South Carolina's not the best in education, but he has certain common sense to himself. That he keeps himself. No, I'm not. I'm serious.
Go ahead. I'm just laughing when you said that. Go ahead.
He keeps himself. So when he opens his mouth now, is when you hear him, it's funny, but you could follow him where he's getting at. You get me? That exposing the system as is, the media, this is not nothing new. See, people said, with his platform now, as it starts to grow and get bigger, and I expect he'll be close to 500K before the summertime, maybe June or July, that, let's be honest, that only certain notoriety athletes, entertainers, if they use the platform properly, they will harness a bigger audience than some of us that have these small channels, because people know them, they see them on TV. So he's using it to the best of his ability, and I have no problem with that. Most athletes that's retired or still playing, they're not gonna voice their opinion because, let's be honest, they've been compromised by choice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And by compromise, you're gonna get, poked in your booty hole by the dominant society. That's why when you see Matt Barnes do his little live stream in his car, say you're gonna fuck him up. You ain't fucking nobody up. You're a little red ass down. You are embarrassed already, man. Listen, when a man said what do you call it, the guy with pretty hair, the girl with the pretty hair, that's an insult right there. That's a serious insult. I was going to steal that man.
Laughing on that one.
I thought he was talking about Angela Yee initially.
No, he was talking about Vicki. He was talking about Matt, because he was talking about Matt Barnes. That was funny, man, because he got his little wavy straight, because he mixed. Matt Barnes' mom is white, dad black. So, he mixed. So, but,
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I tell you, the man is very innovative. So I give him credit. I had to subscribe to that brother's channel after finding that he's been posted out throughout the black YouTube. I said, yeah, I got it.
But you know what's missing about what he said?
What?
Kwame Brown talked about NBA players. Why are you all not taking your money and basically investing in businesses together? Why are you all not compiling your resources to do bigger things together? He also said that he talked about opportunity zones that they have, them different types of opportunity zones.
That was implemented under Trump. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Why are we not taking advantage? Why are all of these quote unquote players from the hood and so forth? Why are you not going back in the hood and investing in these opportunity zones?
Because money management is hard, and unless you're financially literate, you need someone to assist you with that. And that's probably why he has that lawsuit with what is it, Wells Fargo, or who was it?
It's Merrill Lynch.
Yeah, that's very normal. These financial managers, just the fees alone, and they invest on your behalf. And
I'm not missing $17 million.
But that's because you're financially literate and you're business savvy and you're an entrepreneur. Someone like myself who is not. Yeah. That's hard. That's a lot of money to manage. Someone has to do it, help you with it.
I'm not missing $17,000, but yeah, 17.
But you got to understand, Dillard.
Go ahead.
It comes again, who you hire that is help facilitate your organization, your business properly. And I always emphasize vetting people is one aspect in the business, but really, if you're really cautious of where the money is being moved around, then you need a second referral. You get me? Trust everything with one person.
Chaos. He said that they signed off on investments without.
Absolutely, that's what a financial manager does.
Just signing off on shit without your permission? Are you giving?
And look, if that's what you choose, if that's the engagement you choose to have. I'm not financially literate. I don't know how that stuff works, and I'm busy. I'm playing basketball. I'm traveling. You're the professional. I've hired you. You have a fiduciary duty to do these things. Make it pop. Like, don't call me with this bullshit. That's how it works.
Let me ask you a important question. These basketball players that sign these agents and sign off on their money, who's the racial aspect? Are these white people, white males, particularly?
Yes,
They
of
trust
course.
them.
Most of the time they're white.
So up there, right there, there's the problem right there. And I know I hear too many stories from a lot of athletes that you heard from one football player how when he was, I think, finished with career or something, that the manager took all his money.
Yeah, that happened to Terrell
It's
Owens.
very easy.
Terrell Owens lost his money like that on real estate because he had people investing in stuff and it went left. Hey, what's up, brother? I don't know your name. What's your name, guy?
Kevin and Sales. How you doing?
What's up, brother? What's going
Pretty
on?
good. Yeah, pretty good, man.
Yeah, what's your comments?
Actually, I have no idea what the title's about. So, what is the title?
Brother, you got on a panel without knowing the title.
Yeah, I mean, you're. I mean, obviously I subscribe to you. So.
Okay. Well, we're talking about Kwame Brown and Charlamagne and all that situation.
Kwame Brown is the people's champion. I did a video on my live stream last night about Kwame Brown.
Okay.
Tiffany was on there last night. He's doing the work of the Lord.
The work of the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, my thing is, well, I mean, again, my thing is that, it's funny how people will be in your corner, have your back, but as soon as you fuck up, as soon as you do not meet expectation, they talk shit about you. Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, they've all been talking shit about Kwame Brown for 20 fucking years.
That's true. That is true.
Now, of course, Kwame Brown was not a great
NBA player,
but he was, considering the fact that he was drafted, he was the number 1 overall in 2001.
Right.
However, I feel like that is indicative of our culture to always talk shit about one another, and I feel like it's about time he's blowing smoke back though. Go ahead though.
No, go ahead. I'm listening to you, man. I'm gonna let you continue. I gotta check out your platform. What's your platform name?
Kevin and Sales.
Kevin and Sales.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check
So
you
you're
out,
incel?
man.
You're an incel?
No, never.
Oh.
So what do you think? Okay, so what do you think about the thing with him and Charlamagne? I see we talking about the players, but what about Charlamagne and Kwame?
Charlamagne's a straight bitch.
Okay.
The fact that he accused his father of being a murderer, the fact that he accused him of being a murderer. Are you following me?
Yeah, he did say that. He was insinuating that.
Yeah. Charlamagne's a bitch. I don't give a fuck if he grew up running a man's family. You can't insinuate any fucking thing without facts and evidence. Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I don't like that. I don't like that about Charlamagne. For right now.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I stated my situation, man. I felt like he was low-key dissing him. You can't say the brother need help, he a okay brother, but then talk about everybody else around him and then insinuate he a violent man because his family, I guess allegedly had a history of doing certain things, which he was not even raised around these people. He was not raised around his brother or his dad. Right. They just, so I could see if he did some dirt, but he was raised with them, and that's what he can. But his mom took him out of that environment and raised him by herself. So, right. So his dad did not have influence on him to do anything. So
he is the people's champs. He is the comeback player of the year. How old are you?
I'm 43.
Okay. So Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
He did not live up to expectation.
Right. I remember when he got drafted. I felt it was a mistake. He had no business going number 1. When I seen him play in high school, I wasn't all that impressed. Yeah. I just felt like he was just a big guy playing around. He played with with kids that was just smaller than him. He could dunk because he just height. Now, did I think he could develop into a good NBA player?
Yeah.
Yes, I actually thought he was going to be a decent NBA player, maybe averaging around 10 to maybe 15 points a game and averaging 7, 8, 9 rebounds, something like that. That's what I thought he would come out to be. That's what I, envision him being if he would have had the right people around him. That's what I think his talent would have developed into. He would have been
MJ fucked him up though.
Well,
MJ did.
Yeah.
You have to understand. They said Kwame Brown. Reason what attracted him is not only he's big, but he's quick for a 6'11" big man.
Right.
But the attraction. Now, if he wasn't quick, I don't think he would have got picked number 1 overall pick. But because these people watched him play, regardless, he was a much taller, bigger forward center. But when he knows a man at his height and can move the floor quick as he could, yeah, you're going to be picked very high. Because during that time, big men were still relevant. If you think about Dillard. And to find somebody that is quick, all he need to do is, if they really hone into him, they could improve his little offensive skill, give him like a little simple little inside scoring game. That'd be good enough. You don't have to shoot like mid-range, so that's not necessary. But if you're a big man and you can run the floor real quick with athleticism, you're going to get a lot of attention. That's why I feel they made the decision to pick him instead of Elton Brad. Which Elton Brad would make more better choice because he went, I think 1 year in college, maybe.
All the Wizards had to do was just trade the damn pick. They didn't have to draft them.
But Jordan went on it though.
Huh?
Jordan.
I'll say this. If Elton Brad was drafted to the Wizards, I think his career would have been more damaged because Michael Jordan was a beast. He is I hear too much rumors about Michael Jordan. And trust me, he will fuck up the development of any player. Trust me. I remember one time he said, and I know Muggsy Bogues didn't want to admit it. He said because what he said to him on the court took off his confidence. Thomas said, "You better shoot, you fucking midget," and it fucked him up.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. All right.
All right, brother.
I'm hearing too much stories about Michael Jordan. A lot of players never be like him.
All right.
All right, brother.
Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing. If Michael Jordan win the championships he did, no one will be talking about him right now. But because he won those 6 championships, everybody said, "Oh, we could negate that. Oh, fuck it." You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, the reason why Michael got away with so much because he was winning. If he wasn't winning, he wouldn't got away with all that shit.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line. He wouldn't have got away with that. So, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I'll tell you, Kobe was the same thing. No different from Jordan. I can see why. Because he emulates Jordan.
Yeah, he did.
That's why even him as a player is consistent. The only thing is he never won 6 championships. He only had 5. And he was lucky to win the other 2 championships back in the end of 2000.
Right.
He was very lucky. Very lucky. Right. It won't tarnish his chance being in the Hall of Fame, but like I said, he was very lucky. You get me?
He was.
That's why when you look at Kobe's track record throughout the first decade from 2000 to actually 2010 when he won the majority of his championships, it was always another good player, a big man that helps facilitate, his offense scoring and, give him that balance, that 1-2 punch. When you don't have that element, if it's just him alone, if you look at his track record throughout his NBA playing days without a decent big man, he barely comes out the first round of playoffs.
Right.
And not only he don't come out the first round of playoffs, when he get older, they barely even made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that changed his career.
Right.
So let's be honest. If Kobe did not play for the LA Lakers, no one would know this dude. So it worked better for him. So
right. Well, I mean, that's where we at with him, man. Now everybody assessing, everybody going back and reflecting on Kwame Brown's career. And all I know, he made a lot of money. I know that. He made over $101 million. So to me, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Your talent made you $101 million. So
over a period of 12, 13 years he played.
Yeah,
and listen, that's actually a decent career for an NBA player. If you can get over 10
real
years,
good. That's excellent.
Yeah, that's excellent. Most players nowadays I know that came straight out of college that was drafted they're no longer in the league and they didn't even survive the first 5 years now.
Right.
You get me? So, like I said, if you're a big man and you survive the first decade of your career, you're doing something. And now how the sport and league going now, that if you're a big man, your old traditional center that just likes to, grab rebounds, protect the rim, maybe do some inside scoring, maybe defend a little bit, you're not going to have a lengthy career in the NBA for certain teams now, where the NBA is moving now. I give you an example. Andre Drummond, he played for UConn. If you look at, no one didn't really want to trade him for value. They had to buy him out. Once you're a player that they have to initially buy you out, you're in trouble.
Right.
That means now anytime you're a free agency, you're not going to make a lot of money. You're going to make less money. This applies to Blake Griffin, because Blake Griffin got traded. He got bought out at 31, going 32 years old. So if he doesn't win this championship this year, that's pretty much a wrap, possibly.
Right.
I'm not saying some people who is a fan of him, that the league is moving in a different direction, and you have to be relevant as a player to do enough. That way you don't get one or two things. You don't get traded too often off the market, or even go as far as you get buy off. If you get bought off at a certain age in your career, that's a warning sign. Now, people said, well, some team will pick him up. No, you got to think deeper. The team had to buy you up because no one was interested in trading for your contract for somebody else.
Exactly. So
your contract was, and to be honest with you, you're lucky to even make that money, because some people said that you're not worth that amount of money. You were overpaid. And that's fine, because in the NBA, like any other league, you can get a max contract and they'll stay with you until your contract either expires, you decide, say, I'm gonna withdraw the last year and go free agency, or somebody buys you off. You can't do that in the NFL. The NFL, if you don't perform, you do certain things, they can just cut you, which I find more problematic.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. So
your career as an NFL player is not secure.
No, it's not. Now those contracts
that's why I'm not really too fond of football, to be honest with you, D-Darrell. I know people like to watch, but when I find the contracts and how they're using young people, because remember, it's more riskier. Listen to me good. It's more riskier, and it will cause brain damage.
Potentially, yeah.
No, that's
CTE.
Yeah,
that's a fact. There's too many documents about a lot of players after they played a decade, depending on the position in the NFL or any football league, they have come down to losing brain functionality. Their brain cells don't work no more.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. That's why how the league is structured. They running like a slave auction. They'll draft you and they're tired. They either trade you away or they'll just sit there and cut you.
No, that's real. But I was listening to Kwame speak, and excuse me, Chaos, not to cut you off, but when he was talking about his hands and the size of his hands and how they measure his hands, that sounds like some slave shit. But
it was.
No, but in my opinion, that's rude and disrespectful to compare him to a slave when he made $100 million. Okay.
Yeah,
like
but
a fucking slave.
They was basically
that's some
examining his body
shit.
like he a product. Like he can't, like, oh, your hands big, your shoulders this, your leg.
But he explained it. He said, hey, when you paying somebody $10 million a fucking year, goddamn right, we measuring your fucking hand. Okay. But yeah, that sounded fucked up. That's very objectifying, and but D, not to hold you, but just like from a mental health standpoint, and particularly like as men and what nobody has discussed or whatever, this is bullying. Why isn't I feel like he's being bullied? Why don't nobody talk about adult bullying? And we always want to, bullying is real. And we bully each other. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping and being sensitive.
I'm gonna say this. As far as the bullying thing, I could see that applying to Stephen A. Because Stephen A. been harping on this shit for years and trying to find a way to smear this guy's name and talk to him like this. But as far as the thing with everybody else, I don't think it's bullying for everybody else. But because Stephen A. been doing this for 20 years. And the reason why he kept doing it because Kwame never really basically what you have to do to a bully is stand up to a bully. And this is the first time he stood up to him for the fact of him, basically disparaging his name in mass media for this long.
Yeah.
So I would say that would classify as somewhat bullying, because
that is bullying.
He sees Kwame Brown as an individual that he didn't live up to the expectations. He's not popular. He's not really known. Nobody really cares about him. He don't really have he was more of a negative side note in sports as it relates to the history of basketball. And he sees himself, hey, I'm Stephen A. Smith. I can critique any athlete, no matter what, and get away with it.
Well, talk that shit about Tim Tebow. Talk that shit. I know I'm comparing apples to oranges. I feel you.
Yeah, because Tim Tebow does not deserve to be an NFL contract. He does not deserve. This guy hadn't played in the NFL and he was a bust. He should have never been drafted in the first round. Tim Tebow was a bust. And
talk that shit about them. So I felt Kwame on that. You know what I mean? You don't. Yeah, but it is what it is.
There were worse busts than Tim Tebow. Than Kwame, but there were way worse. This guy said Kwame Brown was like the worst bust ever in the history of sports, and that's not true. He far from it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm like, man, but he would do this over. Man, the guy did this so many times. It's ridiculous. He's done this so many, and hey. Kwame Brown got tired of it, so I guess you could say that's verbal bullying. I would say.
No, that's bullying. It's cyber bullying. Okay. Yeah. It's media bullying. It's bullying.
So he snapped back. And that's what he did. He should have. Wow. I don't really think from the way he talked about it, he really didn't care. But I guess he was like, look, man, now you got people who got YouTube channels.
Yeah, and I'm sure that man got children.
Huh? He felt like he had to put an end to it, so that's what he doing. So I don't get it. I mean, because really, be honest with you, the younger generation now don't know anything about Kwame Brown. Like Kwame Brown is like somebody that a millennial doesn't know anything about him. They don't know anything about Kwame Brown. Most of them never seen him play or anything like that, and they don't really care. But you keep making this. We're in a whole new generation of players. Why are we talking about somebody from a previous generation? Like, really? Like, come on. That's just like me talking about somebody that played when Jordan was playing in the early 90s, bringing him up like he relevant today. Like, come on, man. Like, that's done and over. It's a different area. You got nobody from that era plays in the league anymore. Everybody's retired, so what's the use of you keep bringing this guy up? And so it is bullying.
Bullying.
But Stephen A. Smith bullied.
In my opinion.
He says stuff about all types of athletes and say different things about them. So not the first.
And Kwame called him on that shit. He was like, hey, yo, you wanted to be an athlete, obviously, but you didn't cut it. Fuck him. And shout out to Common Sense who made it make sense for me. Yo, when Common Sense put that shit together, I was like, yo, yeah, fuck all this other shit we're talking about for real. That nigga, right. Excuse me, let me be professional because we got other, whatever. Basically, he was letting people know I'm putting a root on your motherfucking ass. Okay, yeah, I'm cooking right now. Real talk, like my mama showed me, and nigga, I'm putting this root on you. Excuse me, I said it anyway.
Yeah, my mama,
but
cooking.
Anyway, I'll do better. Mama cooking, like cooking. He's like, fuck with me if you want to. He said, my mama's son.
Yeah,
that's some real shit.
He was going, and then the thing about it, what he was doing was hitting so hard. YouTube took his channel. Took his show. They didn't kill his channel.
I was watching it when it happened. That's why when I was saying, like, did they take his channel down? Like, what happened? Because I was watching,
they took his live stream down.
When I was watching it, it went down. He was like talking about Skip, calling him all kinds of, Yeah.
Yeah, but that happened to me one time. When Gerald did that to me back in 19. 19 when we were one time he jumped on the panel and he was debating against Dillard. And he was like, "Hey, Israel Band or somebody, and they were talking about stuff, and we were criticizing the LGBT community. And within about an hour, my live stream was taken off air.
Like midstream, like while you was on.
Yeah. I was. I never forget. I was.
Yeah,
we were probably on for about 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and I was just talking, and I stopped seeing the chat room flowing. I saw the numbers didn't move. I'm like, damn, what happened? Sure enough, shit was off.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to someone else. Like, I think they deleted his channel. I think. I was watching it.
Yeah, man, that shit was funny.
Like,
Gerald Palmer was known for that kind of shit, so he ended up doing it. But I'm not surprised because the guy has gotten so much attention in YouTube. I mean,
listen, Chaos Reign kind of, touched on it a bit as far as numbers and things like that. But hell, I bet his numbers are higher than fucking ESPN's.
Yeah, his numbers are crazy right now. I mean, he has hundreds of thousands of subscribers right now. He did all of it in 1 week, and it's like every live he does, the numbers get bigger and bigger.
He drugged Skip back. And Skip kind of cool. He.
I'm gonna wait for her internet. It kind of went out a little bit, so she'll be back. I'll give her a chance to come back. But yeah, man. I mean, his numbers have grown exponentially. It ain't slowing down. I think they were attempting to slow his momentum down, and they felt like by killing his live, it would bring his numbers down, but it really ain't. I mean, look right now. I think he did a live stream not too long ago. Let me check it out. He did a live stream. Oh, she logged out. He did a live stream just an hour ago that had over 54,000 views. 54,000 views in 39 minutes. That's crazy numbers. The dude did a live earlier today, 9 hours ago, that has over 338,000. That's almost 500,000. He reaching almost the 500,000 point. When you look at his numbers, every time he do a live stream, the numbers go up. Every time he do a live, the numbers continue to go up. They're not going down. They're steadily going up. That's crazy.
Can I ask you a question?
And he's not even on there for that long. He doing live streams for like an hour, 30. The last live stream, he was only 39 minutes. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. These other basketball players. Can you imagine, and I don't follow every basketball player that has a YouTube channel. Have they pulled out these same numbers if they go live? I don't think so. I doubt that.
Yeah.
Okay. They might pull out some good numbers, but not pulling numbers like Kwame. So I could be wrong. Somebody should double check these other cats that come.
Yeah, man, because these are crazy. This dude pulled almost 500,000 views in 39 minutes. That's crazy. That is crazy number. He's gonna have 1 million views before tomorrow.
I'm sorry, D. You said how many views in how many minutes?
He had over almost 500,000 views in 39 minutes.
Wow,
that is crazy numbers. That's almost like cable. That's like a what do you call like those little generic cable channels?
Yeah, the streaming shit. That's why I say I want to see what ESPN numbers do.
Yeah,
I bet his numbers are higher than fucking ESPN's.
Those numbers are competitive to a cable channel.
Bro, listen.
A low budget cable channel don't even get that. Some shows don't even get those numbers.
You got to understand, Dillard. When people talk about the future of cable right now, I said cable's been done for years now. And the only thing that's holding it up is the baby boomers. Once baby boomers stop watching cable, that's a wrap. And I give it a couple more years at best.
Right.
Matter of the cable companies not make a decision now if they're even going to keep charging people for cable now. Because look at this one man alone that has on YouTube channel is drawing more viewers than every other foolishness going on TV. The news not even putting out that numbers like that.
Man, he has stuff. He's not even doing long. He's not doing 2, 3, 4 hour live streams. This guy is doing 30. His longest live stream is maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours long. He's doing 35 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour 15, hour 20. He's basically doing like the time of a sitcom or a regular, movie that would come on a generic channel, cable channel.
I'm telling you right now,
not even the premium channel. I'm talking about, like a TBS or the Food Channel or some shit like that. And he's doing those kind of numbers off of 40 minutes. That's crazy.
I'll tell you one thing, Dillard. A lot of these outlets, if ESPN not careful, he gonna fuck around, take over them. But they're not fucking careful. They better stop saying his fucking name. They better stop clapping back. Because this dude's being more relevant than ESPN, than Steve A. Smith, Gil Arenas, even Steven Jackson. Because he did clap back a little bit. This clapback was weak. Someone said, yeah, I pay for some hookers and stuff. And,
Come on, really?
I said, listen, bro, just sit down.
Come on, man.
Just chill. Don't bury yourself. See, one thing with black men, we should be our own brother's keeper at the end of the day. It's just embarrassing when we go back at each other and when somebody else throws back that same smoke, I say, what happened, bro?
But Kwame said they don't stay on code. They pay by white men to talk about black people. That's what Stephen A. is hired to do. They hired to criticize black folks. And to me, this is the thing that I don't like about it. It don't have nothing to do with sports. I hate it when every time Stephen A. talks about black culture, he always talk about the fact that, well, when I was in college and I was at North Carolina State, I had to do this and I had to do that and I had to take the coffee and I had to work hard and black people don't want to work hard. I'm like, nigga, what you been?
Stephen A. went to NC State?
Yeah, he went to North Carolina State.
Yeah,
he went to an HBCU. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that. Who knew?
He went to an HBCU. Yeah, he went and he want to talk about I had to do. I'm like, nigga, what you think I did? What you think other people had to do? I mean, everybody had to make.
I would have never guessed he went to HBCU.
Yeah, he went to
ever
HBCU
in life.
And you up there trying
to a long time.
Yeah, he went to the HBCU, and you want to sit there and talk about what black folks ain't doing, and I had to do this, and I had to do all this stuff to make it, and all this kind of shit. I'm like, dude, don't you know other people did the same thing? You ain't the only one that had to bust their ass and try to be twice as better just to get the same pay. I mean, that ain't just relegated to you. I mean, shit, I'm just being honest. I hate when he does that because what you're doing is projecting a sense of black people being incompetent and lazy and not trying hard. And that's just not true.
Can I ask you a question?
We're doing that. I mean, you're not special. What you're doing is not anything special or let's just say that puts you in a position that's higher than any other black person that's also trying to make it and be successful, that's educated or in whatever fields of training that they're attempting to be successful in. You know, you're not unique for the fact of your efforts
access to opportunities obviously makes him unique.
Yeah, I mean your aptitude level of training and improving your work abilities is no different from anybody else's aptitude level.
But we all know it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So.
And it's about who you know too. Yes. But my thing, he keeps saying, and he's done this like every time we talk about the culture of black, he always brings this shit up about what he had to, if I could do it, you could do it. And now you know how he be talking and his eyes be buck and all that shit.
Well,
tuning ass shit.
What I've heard. what I heard.
You know, yeah, Massa, if I could do it, he can do it too. And he's yelling and shit. And I'm like, man, come on, man. That's cool.
What's embarrassing is when Skip check his ass. It's like, why the white man checking you? The fuck?
Well, I will say
that's why him and Skip had to part ways because of that shit. And they actually got rid of Skip for him because they wanted to keep his cooning ass. They had to send Skip ass to Fox. Skip went to Fox to go get another contract.
Well,
Skip
that's got tired of arguing with Stephen A. At Fox. You know, because Skip, and I felt kind of bad because when I was watching earlier, like I like Skip. I like the good white man Skip. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Kwame drug his ass, called him all kinds of crackers and pale face. I was gagging.
Skip be on some fuck shit too. To be
That's
honest.
when the shit went down though. That's when the shit crashed. He was fucking dragging Skip ass. That shit was fun time.
Skip be saying some low key ass shit too.
And you know what? I should, going back to common sense, I'm going to shout this person out again. I don't know if it's a male or female, but like I'm putting together the Geechee shit. I don't know why, because I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Virginia. So I don't know why I didn't put that together, because he kept referring to Skip as pale face. Like Native Americans refer to, Caucasians as pale face.
Right.
Wow. It all makes sense.
Yeah. See, that man.
It all comes together.
BMT blew me. I didn't know. I remember BMT talking about knowing stuff about Charlamagne the God, but he never really went into detail like he did today. And I
didn't know Charlamagne was Geechee. I didn't know he.
Yeah. And see.
Wow.
And see when the way BMT expressed it, I'm like, dog, this shit. He was like, yeah, I was in class with the brother. I dated his sister and all this other shit. I'm like, damn, I didn't know it was all that. I mean, all I knew was that I knew, they were in, because BMT's from South Carolina. I knew they was in the same area, but I didn't know that they knew each other that well and stuff like that. So, but nobody would have known this information if Charlamagne wouldn't have said he knew his father, he knew his sister, he knew his brother.
But that's when it went. That's when I started getting like
real
confused.
Personal.
Yes, I was like, okay, what's really good? Like, so I'm so glad you had this live, like real talk, because I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right.
So it's all to the good.
Yeah,
it's all to the good.
Yeah, it is. But yeah,
you had to bring in your manosphere folks to
yeah, I knew they were gonna come in. I didn't know they were gonna come in this deep today. But they came in
like I should put up like
there was a bunch of people that came in and visited and stayed. I probably had about 10, 15 manosphere people came in.
Okay. I saw them flooding in. I was like, okay, host, like give a warning. You know what I mean? When the sectors collide, okay.
Yeah, but it's and to be honest with you, that's what I was hoping, man. Like they wouldn't have fucked TC channel up, man, because TC was he was doing good numbers with the manosphere. He was doing real good numbers. And now he gonna have to start, but he had already said when I saw him on Sector Wars, TC was like, I was leaving anyway. I think he gonna.
You said what happened? You said what happened?
Sector Wars. He did a show and Sector Wars caught it and replayed it, and so he was saying that he was thinking about leaving anyway. And he went live tonight at 10:45. TC on his new channel, which I gotta find it, but he said he was gonna leave anyway, man, because he said he got tired of dealing with all this extra shit with the criminal shit and all. He said he'd rather go somewhere else and not have to deal with all that shit, And so I encourage him, like, man, go ahead and do it, man.
Yeah, fuck that.
It ain't even worth people trying to like. I mean, I don't know what Catherine got going on. I support her and stuff, but whatever there's other extra shit, like this shit shouldn't be all. It shouldn't be all this shit. Whatever happened in the past, let's leave that in the past. I mean, I don't know if she's watching or not, but it don't have to be all of this. This brother got children and shit. He got a wife. I'm not trying to fuck up nobody's life over some shit on YouTube. I'm sorry.
See, that's my thing. That's my thing. All the way around. That's what I continuously try to communicate.
Yeah, that's too much, man. You're gonna force somebody to do some shit.
I would never.
Keep this shit on YouTube. I mean, if me and Smoke can start seeing eye to eye on some shit, everybody can see eye to eye. Like, I mean, but my thing is, we was just verbally joined. I wasn't trying to mess up Smoke life and going, doing some more shit, calling his the jobs and saying, I'm like, no, man, like that shit is too much, man.
I agree with you. But I mean, you know what? You can exactly, but you cannot dictate how people fight.
Right.
You kind of can. You kind of can.
Right.
But unless people hold others accountable and, take them to task and, in a court of law accordingly, things like that. You can't dictate how people fight.
Yeah.
So
I need to look at Gerald and see what happened where I heard about him in anti-Afro. You said some stuff about he's tired of this and he got some issues with the way things going.
Flacco went on. Gerald conversed with several people on his live today.
Look at this. They just terminated Shock and Raw channel.
All right, boom. Wow. So I don't know what the fuck is going on.
You see now.
These people know people. That's what I'm saying. Y'all a bunch of police ass people.
This is stupid, man.
I don't have time for that.
Because what's going to happen is that you're driving people away from the sector, and now you're not going to have people watching people. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, this behavior is not unique to this sector.
It really ain't. It really ain't. But
it's not.
But the sector it never had a collection of really good content creators as they did. It was basically me against a whole bunch of fucking people. Then C-Rock came, and then it was against a whole bunch. And then now, it has more balance now than it ever did. And to me, I mean, it has. And then Gerald had the audacity to say, I'm the person that started. Can you believe he said, I'm the person that started the doxing? Are you serious? He had the audacity.
I told him that I disagree 1,000%.
How the hell I was the person? How was I the person that started the doxing?
From the timeline that I came in on, it just is what it is.
Name out. Anti-Afro put my real name out on like her third or fourth video. Gerald put my name out like the second or third video he did before because he was always in the comment section, and then he started saying my real name. I didn't start doxing them and putting their pictures. Yes, I did put Gerald picture out there. I did put Black Anonymous picture out there, and I did put Anti-Afro picture out there. After 3 months of them putting shit about me and looking up the Psychology Today page, and when she said I did identity theft of somebody's license. Yes, I did dox. I got the information and I posted it. How you look? But what you did was far worse. I'm just like,
I hate having these conversations with you.
I know, but this dude.
I hate having these fucking conversations.
But hold on. But listen.
She's like, what? What are you talking about?
But I'm like, brother, how you gonna say I doxed people first? Really? I ain't even give a shit. Matter of fact, I remember you telling me I should have took action, and I was like, fuck it. I remember you telling me that.
Handle this shit in a court of fucking law.
Yeah.
Take this shit. Fuck all this shit.
And I was like, oh, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to get in all of that, which I should have did. I regret not doing it. But because my whole thing is that they did all of that shit. And then you want to sit there after all that shit Gerald did, you want to come up and say D. Durrell started the doxing.
You did not. From what I've observed, you did not start the doxing. You did not.
I didn't even know.
I didn't even know. What I will never forget is watching a particular person's channel and there being all these derogatory videos about Tiffany Griffin, and right. She didn't say nothing to nobody. She just happened to be associated with Umar, so much so that we could assume at that time she just happened to be present at one of his, and I was just like, wow. And people calling her names and using her image and everything. Oh my God, that is a textbook definition of harassment and
very
bullying,
much, man.
And
very much.
So it's out of control now.
It's way out of control. And so my thing is that what's going to happen? People are going to stop wanting to be in this sector, and the content creator.
Well, to be honest with you, this sector. It's not.
Huh?
It's not just this sector, though.
I know it's every sector.
Any engagement that you have on the internet in any sector, whether it's gaming, whether it's mukbang, whether it's the family blogs,
But this shit here, man, is
vicious.
ridiculous. This shit over here is like the manosphere. They do they share, but they don't. Nobody trying to call somebody job and get them fired. Matter of fact,
that's horrible. Calling somebody's job.
Yeah, the
calling a
manosphere
licensing board.
Yeah,
calling CPS, calling IRS,
and that's the reason why
agencies. That's out of control.
That's why out of control. That's how Taz got shunned out of the manosphere for doxing. The reason why he got kicked out was for doxing. When he doxed,
but was he contacting government agencies?
Yes. No, he basically looked up information about a guy named Mr. Fan, which I don't like him either, but I would have never did.
I'm familiar with him.
Yeah, he doxed Mr. Fantastic and found out about his as far as where he lived, his wife name, his wife information, whether they were separated, getting a divorce. They looked up all kind of shit on this man, and they doxed him. And then they had a person working with them. I ain't gonna say her name, but she was with them when they doxed this guy. And when that happened,
I know you're talking about.
Huh?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so
without saying the name, I know exactly what you're talking about because she spilled fucking tea.
They kicked him out because of that. You know, he ain't been back since because they'll talk their shit, they'll say all this stuff, but they not trying. They don't want people talking about people's children. They don't want definitely people's wives. They are very very strict on that. They don't want the stuff where you bring in wives and kids in there. Once you do that, they're not gonna let you. They're not gonna let you on their panel. They're not gonna let you speak, and they're not gonna even acknowledge anything you say. You just basically out of it.
But what I will say, there are levels to doxing. You know,
right?
You can pull up somebody could dox me and pull up my address if they want to, and a dumbass can show the fuck up like I'm in Texas. And I'm a strong believer in exercising my Second Amendment rights. So, that means nothing to me, right? But when you start calling jobs and CPS and IRS, to me, that's like, all of it is bad. I don't give a fuck about the criminal history and financial history and address. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about this shit. None of these motherfuckers up here pay my goddamn bills. But when you start contacting employers and CPS, trying to get people kids taken away from them,
that's
and
crazy,
I'm saying that on both sides. I'm saying that all around. That's some weirdo, sicko shit.
That is crazy,
and
man.
That's not okay.
And what you're gonna do is drive somebody to do. Yeah. And they doing that, man. So like they really killing it by doing that. Like, they really think they have the freedom to just do this stuff and nobody says, because see, my thing is, it's a reason why it happened. It was karma. You did this to other people, now they're doing it back to you.
Hey, Scar. Sorry, D.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey,
I mean, now they're doing it back to you and you had a problem with it. So like I had the beautiful Bernice telling me she want to strike a channel where I was talking about her, because I'm like, lady, you're the one who was in the hospital crying about giving Lennon out of your last. How you getting ready to do an operation and you worrying about a YouTube show and you got health issues? What the fuck is wrong with you?
See,
like, why?
Crazy. My opinion. I think you know my opinion. I do not believe in engaging. You choose to engage.
Yes, I do. And so my thing is, so she sent a I think one of my videos I did about 2 or 3 days ago, she sent a message to me talking about, yeah, I'm gonna get you back. You was talking about me. You're gonna see. Ha 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 ha. I'm like, okay, beautiful Bernice, whatever. I said, just give Lennon all your money. I'm like, just give him all your money and why are you messing with me? I don't even talk about you. You used to troll me all the time back in the day. You stopped doing that. Just go back to Daddy Lennon and go give him all your money and be good with it.
But I understand why you take the stance that you take. And D, I will say this, and I always say it, to me, in my opinion, is low-key disingenuous, because you have not only the financial freedom to do so, you are your own employer.
Right.
Right. So
That's true.
Yeah. And
That's
you also
difference.
occupy in this particular sector a leadership position where people look at you and admire you and attempt to emulate you. So, but they're not necessarily properly positioned to do so. So that's my issue. You can
Right.
talk the shit you talk and do what you do because you're your boss. You're your own boss.
Right.
You cut your own
Yeah.
checks.
Right.
But whatever. I'm not gonna, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, I understand being that, you call my business, you talking to me. I'm just gonna hang the fucking phone.
Exactly, right? Like if I want to call you, like you'll pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Many others are not similarly
Yeah,
situated.
they can't do that. Yeah, I understand, that people are working, they're employed, they have employers, they're not necessarily self-employed like that, so they don't have the privilege of having that freedom to, like you can't really call
and
anybody.
also the financial freedom of hiring lawyers, and you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah.
So
true. Yes,
it's
and
all
yes,
good.
my lawyer is on speed dial. If I need him, he will know, and he gonna handle it. I mean, the fact that I had to, I never really talked about it, but the fact that I had to spend money on this shit for writing letters and contacting people and emailing and all this other shit.
But that's because you chose to.
Huh?
You chose to.
Yeah, I chose to. I did.
Yes.
But I did it. But but it was like.
But you knew what you were getting into, right?
Right. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. So I was like, I just chopped it up to the game. It wasn't no big deal. I mean, it was really minor. Huh?
No, exactly. Yeah, you charged to the game.
Yeah, it was very minor legal things.
You got it.
Yeah, I mean, it was very minor shit that they thought like, ooh, we contacted the board and they're gonna do it. I'm like, really? Stop. You read that legal document that y'all claimed that y'all could read and understand that y'all really misinterpreted. Y'all missed out all the shit, the real important shit, but you wanted to show all the claimant information and shit, but you didn't want to say what the conclusion was. You didn't want to focus on none of that shit. But I'm like, and even those things I wouldn't even, that shit was going on for 5 years. I didn't lose any sleep behind that at all. I knew it was going, I was actually waiting on them. We contacted them back in 18 and 19 to hurry up and get this shit over with. They choose to drag this out to 2021. Not me. They were the ones who, I was shit. When y'all gonna hurry up and let's get this done? So you think I'm worrying about y'all calling somebody on me? Like, really?
Not really.
Over some dumb.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you this, man. It was really embarrassing for me. I really felt for the situation that that dumbass letter that Black Anonymous and Gerald wrote the board. I don't think I read that shit. I should have read you all how.
Please, just
huh?
Don't.
I didn't, but I'm just saying when I read this, you should have read the letter that Black Anonymous and Gerald wrote. And don't you know? At the end, it kind of remember that first lawsuit that AAS did where she kind of put all these people in the that's basically it was basically.
We do not know that was her. We do not know that was her.
That was who? Black Anonymous?
We don't know that was AAS.
Okay, we don't know. Well, we don't know that. Well,
we do not
know. Very similar. It was very similar to that. Whoever did that, it was very similarly done. Where they basically talked about their complaint against me that was non-professional related, by the way, and that's what basically was the outcome. This was a non-professional issue. Case is closed. Thank you. But the fact at the end of it, don't you know that they put, and also like they basically listed what they felt I did to them, right? Then the last paragraph, and also. To so-and-so, I would like to add that Mr. So-and-so supports this horrible human being by the name of Umar Johnson. They actually put about 8 sentences, an 8 to 10 sentence paragraph discussing what Umar has said on YouTube that is irrelevant to the claim against me. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? This shit, the fact that I had to talk to these people with my this dumbass shit, this was like some of the most fucking foolish. This shit was crazy. And then the lady was like, well, who is this? And what is this about? And how is he connected? Does he work for you? Is he a therapist? Like, and I had to sit there and explain to this woman this
is some Negro shit. Now
I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. And the woman, they was like, look at this, like.
But okay. So this has all happened. We have this history collectively together. We all have this history. Let's move past it, right? Let's focus on that. Let's focus on that.
Right.
Let's focus on moving past the fuck shit. Obviously, it's going nowhere. Okay. No matter how many times folk call the FBI and whomever, CPS, IRS, jobs, licensing boards, let's just move past it and stop. Stop.
I'm good. I'm being ready to move past shit. I'm like, why can't it just be people just going back verbally and just leave it at that? It don't have to be all this other extra shit.
I agree.
I agree.
And if it's not verbal, just don't engage. Don't engage, right?
Right.
I don't know. It's
I'm just saying, like, be honest with you, there are multiple people that have done stuff I hadn't really like recognized. Game did stuff on me I ain't even really acknowledged. Gerald been saying shit about me I'm really not acknowledged. I'm not doing no videos on him. Other people saying this and that, I don't really care. I mean, it ain't no big deal. I mean, then you got people that want to debate me, or they're saying I should debate this person, and I'm like, I'm ready to debate. I'm really ready to debate, but nobody wants to debate me. The people that want to debate me, I have no interest in debating people that have no clout in this space. Like, I'm not about to be debating trolls and shit like that. You know, I'm not doing.
I would say I would like to see you and Al debate.
Yes, that's what
I don't know if Al has a channel, but if he has a channel,
he's a blogger.
He does.
No, he's a blogger.
Okay. Well, he should consider creating a channel, because people do like when he goes on, like, because I say in everybody's bushes. Let's just keep that real fucking clear. Right. I say in everybody's bushes. When he do go on like particular panels and stuff like that, people can talk all the shit they want to talk, but people tap in and engage and watch him. So he may want to consider starting a channel and creating his own commentary, because people are interested in his commentary.
They really are.
Debating you would.
But he's a coward. But he was the one that talked shit about me. He got mad at me because I called him out about the way he described Tiffany as a black woman. And I took a lot of offense to that. So now he got upset with me about me calling him. Don't you know when I call him Run Jeremy, he actually answers it.
Well, it's almost a compliment. Isn't Ron Jeremy's dick like 12 inches or something bizarre?
No, he ain't packing like that. No,
Ron Jeremy. It's my understanding.
He's just popular for porn, but he ain't packing like that. No,
I thought he was.
He's an out of shape. He's an out of shape. I think they have a similar ethnic background. That's why I said that. I think he's from like Turkey or some shit like.
I thought it was biracial, like any black and white or something, or
who? Jeremy? Nah, he's from he's like Arab, like Arabic and white. I don't know. I know it's his family from like the Middle East. They like from Syria or some shit like that, something like that. But he was out of shape, middle-aged white man that was having sex with a bunch of young girls. That's what he got. That's what he was popular for in the 70s and the 80s.
But I thought also he got to fuck the young girls because he had like an oversized penis, right? I thought that was his claim to fame.
No, you can go to Pornhub and you can go type Run.
I don't watch white porn.
No, don't go looking for smoke. Let me quit. Go type in Run Jeremy, and then you'll see for yourself.
No, I'm super cool on that. I'm like extra cool.
Nah,
but is Smoke on Pornhub for real? I need to ask Star.
Nah, he is on Pornhub. He was on Pornhub for real.
Is he still there?
I don't know. I know Poetic Flocker gave the link to a bunch of women to look at.
Ain't that a bitch?
Mm-hmm.
I missed that.
I mean, hey, I can't hate him on that. Hey, he shot his shot.
Yo,
it was what it
don't
was.
you make money on Pornhub? Like if you post videos, don't you get money?
You can make money on that. You can make money on
Sex
X videos.
work is legitimate.
Yeah, you can make money on it. You can show your videos, and if people donate or they send money or whatever, how many views you get, a certain percentage from the views.
Yeah.
And shit.
Okay, well, shout out to that. Sex work is work.
Hey, if you got 1 million people watching shit, you got a nice
word
little
up. Yeah, fuck that.
So that's what he wanted to do. But my thing is that she tried to lie and say she didn't watch it. She lying. She accepted that link. She watched it just out of curiosity.
What does it matter whether she watched it or not?
It does matter. You didn't have to lie about it.
Why?
Because
I mean, she can say whatever the fuck she want to say. Who cares?
But she lied about it. You had to lie. She tried to act like, oh, he just gave it to me, and I'm like, oh my God, no, you know, stop it.
I love Stargate.
Stop with the innocence.
I fully support the damsel in distress shit. I fully support it. Yeah, I will go airhead on that ass in a heartbeat. Like what? No, I fully support it. Shout out to Star.
So my
it is what it is.
Yeah, my thing is this, man. I'm as far as with the sector. I'm not putting anybody on none of that. Their name is not going to be on any of my titles for the most part.
Name?
Like names of certain people on the AFWs and so forth. I'm not going. I may speak of them in between.
You said that at least 28 times.
You said what?
You said that at least 28 times.
Say what?
What you just said. I ain't putting nobody name.
No, I'm not.
I'm not fucking with these niggas. No, I'm not. Meanwhile, the next day.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that
such a bitch ass nigga. Like what?
I may mention them in the middle of a live and say some jokes and shit like that. But as far as me doing a video focusing on
you
them,
have whole songs.
Huh?
Okay. You have whole songs.
Yeah, but that's
I'm gonna tell you what. If I was AAS, I would be fucking offended that she ain't got no song. I'm just saying. You got whole songs devoted.
You know what? I may have to do an AAS song, man. I ain't even think about it. She's so disgusting.
Okay, I was joking.
That's gonna be a hard song to write.
I don't want to waste any of the FBI's, no more of their resources,
That's gonna be hard. Imagine me
Homeland Security.
I gotta think about me finessing.
No, I was kidding. Oh Lord Jesus Christ!
I gotta think about her.
Okay, don't. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that because we're moving forward.
She got like anti-Viagra. Like
no,
come on, man.
No, we're moving forward. We're not doing any of that.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
We're not. Thank you, D. Thank you. We're moving forward. You see what Miss T Pre? Okay.
Yeah.
And I wonder what made her make that comment. Something must have happened. T Pre, tap in, please, if you can. Why did she make that comment? Because, that's what these people do. They are vicious. They're vicious. They harass, they bully, they intimidate, they call jobs, they call
crazy.
Why did she put that?
Well, she's probably mad about shit. She just mad about the state of things.
No, fuck being mad. She's not that type of person. Somebody probably did something to her.
I don't know. I have no idea.
See, this is a bullshit in the game. The same reason TC's channels are gone. Whatever, it's.
And the thing about it, if you check AAS channel, nobody watching her. She's struggling. She's trying to do Kevin Samuel stuff, and you got people mad at her in her own sector. You gotta let me see your transcript and make a change, trying to take over the anti-fraud warrior team and all this other behind the scenes shit. Oh yeah, and then don't you know earlier? I don't know if you caught this. Conscious Energy talked about how Rev G got a phone call from AAS about backing out the debate. That's the reason. And he already knew what happened. And then he not in there, but he talked about that. And then he talked about how there's a lot of disgruntled people in the team, people mad at each other and for various reasons. But that's their own they're participating in their own undoing. So it's fine with me. I don't care. But he brought that up briefly earlier today. So I just, of course he came in saying peace and blessings.
What does he say? I'm falling like an eagle to keep it all legal. What's the other thing he say? I like Conscious.
Flying like an eagle, keep it all legal.
He say something else too. Oh my God. The spectacular vernacular.
Yeah, I got the spectacular vernacular.
Keep it all with his brass chain. Shout out to Conscious. I was like, is that platinum or brass? I like Conscious though. He's a good brother. He's
cool. He was like, look, man, I was in it. I'm an anti-fraud warrior, but me and D Darrell cool, man. I ain't gonna stop being cool with D Darrell.
And nobody's trapped to do that.
Yeah, I told him what happened to that three-way call we were supposed to have with me, you, and Anti-Afro. He was like, D Darrell, come on, man. D Darrell, we gonna talk about that. She mad at me, D Darrell.
I just wish we don't have to be vicious. We don't have. It ain't got to be all that.
Oh,
because I guarantee you, if we all ran into each other, I might do that, playing like a get together or some shit. It would be all fucking love on some real shit. Even the biggest people that beef the fucking most. I bet if we all came together and met face to face,
right, it'd be cool.
It wouldn't even be all this weirdo shit.
It wouldn't be, man. He was talking about how Anti-Afro was mad at him. Said that. Oh, he said that Anti-Afro told him that you tricked me when she went live and was talking to him live on my show. He got mad and said you tricked me. You tricked me, Conscious Energy.
But to be fair, D, to be fair, what is that saying? What have I said to you before? What is it like? I can never fucking remember it. Sugar attracts. Something attracts bees, whatever.
Honey
that thing. Bees? What is it?
Honey?
Sweet? Yeah, fine. Yeah, honey, whatever. Honey attracts bees. Like whenever you have, Gerald engaged or whomever else, you know what I mean? And I'm not judging you and I'm not fussing at you, but I don't want to say you go into attack mode, but you do. Maybe rightfully so, but you don't. So that scare folk off.
Yeah.
Like, how can we engage in a conversation? Like, I already know you're mad at me. Like, I know that. That's already established. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Smoke made a comment about that. How I went in on Rev G on who channel was that? I was that was on BA channel when we was about to do it.
Yes, like you pounce like a fucking tiger.
I sure in the hell did.
And I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that, but I'm just saying if we're going to have a conversation, I would encourage you. And I know you're not going to do it. But Flacco went on Gerald's channel. Okay. Flacco. All right. And they had a conversation.
Right.
So, Mr. Therapist, if they can have a conversation.
I'm listening. Okay. They can. You
I'm
said
done.
the key word was they. You didn't say me. That was they.
They were able to have a conversation.
But see, Gerald fucking snake. He tried to pretend to genuinely apologize, but then the next day you want to do a whole fucking hour and a half video about me doxing everybody. Now you just said I'm sorry, D Darrell, for what I did, and
I gagged too. I gagged because he called himself pulling my fucking card. Nigga, you can't pull my goddamn card. Okay. I said what the fuck I said whenever the fuck I said it.
Let's keep that bullshit on BA channel. And then the next fucking day, you're doing a video about me doxing. I'm the one that invented the doxing. began the onset of doxing in this sector, which everybody knew was a goddamn lie. Everybody know that. It's no fucking. It's even the anti-fraud warriors know that shit a lie. They wouldn't even admit to that.
But what I will say, it is what it is. So, and we are where we are. So, can we pick up from where we are and stop the bullshit and just go forward? Like, there doesn't need to be a debate about who started what, when, and where. Like, the shit is what it is, and it's out of fucking control.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, but like it is like what has happened has happened. Let's go forward.
Right.
Let's have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Miss T is on, so I'm gonna mute and let this woman speak her speech. I'm so glad Miss T tapped in.
Hey, what's up, sis?
Hey guys, how you guys doing tonight?
What's
I
up?
hope you're doing good, Miss T.
What'd you say?
No, I said I hope you're doing good.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. No, I mean, this is crazy. I mean, I didn't know about the whole Shakim Raz channel. But I've been kind of contemplating whether I want to continue on Black Lounge, the channel that I'm dealing with anyway. Just based off of some stuff I've been seeing and how I really do want to get away from this sector. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm trying to be really positive on that channel.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to be positive in this sector or to remain positive. So I think I'm going to take ladies' night and everything. And you guys probably kind of heard me lately. I've been kind of hesitating on when I'm going to go live and all that stuff.
Okay.
And it's because of all of this. It's because of all this crap going on over here.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want no parts of it. So I do have another channel. I'm going to put the name of it in the private chat, unless you're planning on bringing other people up here, because I'm not going to put it up there.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm going to do that. Tiffany, I really, really want you to reach out to me on that channel, because the ladies' nights are going to be over there. And I really think that it would be much more positive. I started that channel about a month ago, and nobody knows about it. The same thing TC did is the same thing I did.
Right.
And I didn't even know he had done that, but nobody knew I did that.
Right.
And I did it on purpose because I was really contemplating whether I even wanted to deal with this sector, you know. And I'm glad I did that now. So I'm gonna put it in there. I'm trying to put it in there now.
Cool.
T, if you don't mind me asking, did anything in particular happen that you feel comfortable sharing that led you to this?
No, nothing happened to me, but before it does, I don't want to be part of it.
Got it.
I will bow out of a situation if I feel like it's something there's a lot going on with this.
I agree with you 1,000%. That's my thing. Disengage. If it, you know, absolutely.
So other people like Scarlett, I know she's in the chat. Scarlett, I've got your email. I think I've got your email. If I don't, I know I've got your Cash App. So I'll send you my information. There's a few other people, but everybody won't know where I'm at because I don't got time.
But got it. I got it. I see. I got it. But you know, you're pretty neutral. Like you're very neutral, in fact. So you know, what's the problem?
It's not so much of a problem. It's just, you know, I do have my opinions about stuff, but I just feel like I have to protect my energy from certain people and from certain things, and that's just that. I've been rubbed the wrong way a few times lately.
Yeah, you have. You got in a big argument. I know one time you had a little situation with the I don't want to bring it up, but it was about the research study. I know you were pretty. Yeah.
I think that's probably what put me over the edge with it. You know, and that's just it. I just see a bigger agenda than other people see. you know, and I'm seeing that whole situation is just not right. And I just don't want to be part of it. And before I get my, you know, my name drug into something that I don't want to be a part of or I don't want to be in, let me just get out of it. You know, y'all can have this.
I feel you 1,000%.
I'm still gonna come over and hang out with, you know, with y'all and stuff, but I won't be, you know, I probably tomorrow will probably be the last video I make on Black Lounge on that channel. And then I'll be taking everything else over there.
I will say, I've heard, I don't know who, but somebody said it today. I don't know who I was watching, but they made the comment that I think it might have been Smoke, because I watch Smoke. I be in his bushes. I think it was him.
I watched him too. I was watching him today.
He said the content, y'all content creators, y'all catch much more hell. The hell that y'all catch, you know, it's just
yeah, it's true.
But it be
my channel is connected.
Starting shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen it already. I went back on my live stream, the last live stream I did, the only live stream I've done. I went back to that one, and I went to the chat on there for the day because I didn't see that while I was live streaming. I wasn't watching the chat, so I went back and I was able to pick out certain folks. Okay, I was definitely able to pick out certain folks that I see everywhere doing the same exact shit, just starting a situation, creating the idea of the problem. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, like you would even come over to something this positive, you know what I mean, and do something like this. And these are people that everybody, and D. Durrell, I know you have spoken up about some of these people that I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? You've had their name in your mouth. You feel me? So I could see it. And I just, like I said, I don't want that. I don't want to be part of that. I'm not saying that, you know, everything is going to be perfect and everybody's going to get along and all this, but this is beyond that, right? This whole sector is way beyond that. It's way beyond just people, you know, just talking trash, and, you know, it's super beyond that. And I just don't want no part of it. That's all. And before they drag me into it, and I really get down in that mud with their asses, let me go ahead and pull up out of here.
I feel you.
I definitely. Damn. But what I will say, one trick that I've heard from other content creators: don't read the shit. That probably sounds bad, but a lot of people, they don't go back and read their chats. They don't go back and rewatch their videos.
The chats weren't about me. You know what I mean? It wasn't, the issues weren't about me, or it wasn't anything that I had a problem with. There's somebody, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. That's not the issue. It's literally the direction I want to take my channel. Yeah. I want to take the channel in a positive direction. Not that everybody is going to be negative, you know, not positive all the time. But the people that are already associated with that channel are already in some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want them to follow me where I'm really trying to take things. Exactly.
Yeah.
And even TC made a point about that. You know what I mean? That people may be connected to certain names. You know what I mean? And because they're connected to certain names, other people are following them as well. And he didn't want to be a problem to people's chats or people's channels. I really get that. And that's another reason why I'm like, okay, you know, there are certain names that I'm associated with. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm going to back off of that and take this channel over there. Now, we can keep the fuckery over here. If it really gets down and dirty to it, I can keep the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? Over here and just do it like that. I'm not going to close the channel down, but I'm not putting the positive stuff on here no more.
Right.
That sucks.
That's why I got my Life Solutions channel that's separate. I don't touch none of this shit over here. I just strictly keep it professional on mental health related, business related stuff that I do day to day, and that's it. I don't touch none of the topics I do on this Rebirth channel. I don't. I keep it
Okay.
clean.
So
Very
I
clean.
will email everybody else. I've got other people's emails. There's a couple people I don't have your email, but I'll get in touch with you somehow, or I'll get you over there somehow. But
Right.
most of these motherfuckers.
Well, I'll be over there to
We
watch.
all crazy. We all crazy. I
Hell
will
yeah.
say that. We all listen.
Hey, I feel you, too, Free. I'll be over there to watching the bushes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing nothing just yet. I'll probably start doing more things over there. Well, I'm going to start doing things over there now, but
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. This,
Definitely.
Please.
Definitely. It's cool.
Please stay encouraged.
I mean, I ain't going nowhere, It's just I'm just not doing this with these people. Too old for this.
I feel you. Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Any last words from anybody before I wrap it up?
Nope. Thanks for letting me be on the show, D. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys go over there and subscribe because I'll be going live soon. My next ladies' night will be over there.
Cool. I'm definitely gonna do that. Okay. All right, Tiff. Any last words, Miss Tiffany Phillips, Esquire? Tiffany?
Ain't that a bitch? No.
All right, then.
My name is Tiffany. Like, what happened?
I'm just playing with you. All right, guys. This is D. Darrell Rebirth. I'm basically going to call it in for tonight. I will be doing a live stream probably later tomorrow afternoon. Y'all have a great day. Peace.
Good night.
Good night.